I'm gonna start my YouTube stream. Hello, for everybody tuning in on the YouTube stream. Welcome in. We're gonna hop right into the debates with the Trump supporters. We're gonna spare no time. In fact, we have our first Trump supporter, Lost Cause, up on the live. So I started the stream on YouTube because I wanted to make sure that this was caught on record. Lost Cause says that Democrats are not tough on crime; they allow crime. And then I asked Lost Cause the questions: how can you say that it's the Democrats that allow crime when you put a criminal in the Oval Office? And I guess that we haven't heard a response to that question. Would you like to give that question a response?
Yes. Donald Trump is not the best person in the world. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you on that. But when it comes to the Democratic and Republican Party, I just support the Republican side a little bit more than the Democratic side.
Okay, well, you're still not answering my question. Could you be clear on like what my question is? Can you repeat my question for me?
Your question was Donald Trump is a criminal, and why have a criminal in the office, right?
No, that wasn't necessarily my question. So my question was, you said it's the Democrats that are like lenient and don't care about crime. Okay, then my response to that was to say, well, if it's the Democrats that are lenient and don't care about crime, well, then explain to me why. Like it's the Republicans in MAGA and you that put a 36 count sentence felon criminal in the Oval Office, put a man that's been held civilly liable of violent sexual abuse or rape of a woman in the Oval Office. It's that guy who pardoned the violent offenders that tried to beat up and unalive cops on January 6th. He let them out of jail and called them patriots. I mean, like this is the same guy that, got paid $1 million from a woman and then 3 weeks later pardoned their children that pled guilty to tax evasion and fraud. It's like I find it very difficult for you to try to argue that it's the Democrats that don't care about crime when, you voted a crime syndicate into the Oval Office to run the country. And I mean, they've even committed crimes while, like Donald Trump has even been committing crimes while he's been in the executive branch of the government. He committed a crime when he illegally deported Abrigo Garcia. Okay, SCOTUS ruled that was a violation of Garcia's constitutional rights. And then Donald Trump's response to that was to say that he doesn't care, he's never coming back, and he doesn't even know if he has to uphold the Constitution or not. Right? So obviously Donald Trump doesn't care about crime.
So look, there is definitely evidence that Donald Trump has committed crimes. And like you said, he's like a felon, this, that. I'm not really sure about the details here. I'm just a regular citizen. But look, when it comes to policies, I think Donald Trump's policy on how to take America further, how to advance the human civilization was a lot better than Kamala Harris's policies. That's why I voted for Donald Trump ultimately. And now when it comes to crimes, now listen here, people change, and he has changed. Like, come on, you gotta admit that. Like he's a better president now than he was last term.
So you're saying that people change. Well, I'd like to clarify that Trump hasn't. I mean, the most recent thing that we've heard about the lady that he was held liable for raping, unanimously by a jury of 9, was that he wants to throw her in prison. You can't call that a changed man.
Well, I mean, like, I guess he must have done something. He must have his own reasons, right? I'm not quite sure on that.
I want to clarify exactly what you're saying. Are you saying that he had reasons to grape a woman?
No, that's terrible. That's terrible. No, I did not.
So then what are you referring to? Because the last thing that came out of my mouth is the fact that I don't think he's a changed man. And good evidence of this is the last time he talked about the woman that he raped and the woman that was able to successfully hold him liable in a civil court was the idea that he wants to throw her in jail.
Oh, I'm not aware of the situation here. So
okay, you're not aware of the situation.
I'm not really quite sure.
Doing some research now.
Yes.
Something else that you said was that you think he's pushing America forward. Well, how is spending close to $3 trillion to reduce your after-tax income pushing America forward? Because that's what his big, beautiful bill does.
Isn't it good to reduce income tax for the general population?
It is good, but he's increasing it for the general population. 80% of Americans.
Why is he increasing it?
Why is he increasing it? Ask him.
Do you know?
How would I know why Donald Trump does the stupid shit he does?
Well, I guess he must have his reasons. So if you take a look at it...
Can you think of a reason to spend $2.8 trillion on a bill to reduce the after-tax income of 80% of Americans?
Let me think.
No, I can't. And you know what? Neither can Elon Musk. I mean, even today, Elon Musk, Donald Trump's right-hand man, said that he can no longer support this bill, and it's just an abomination. Also, no, but guys, Charlie Kirk isn't in the request. I wish.
What would you say? How do you like Doge?
Okay. Well, I mean, I like the idea of cutting down on wasteful government expenditure. I don't think that's
Okay.
necessarily what Doge is doing. But I mean, if you like Doge, that means that you probably like Elon too. You understand that Elon Musk is calling Donald Trump's policy just an abomination that's going to bankrupt America, right? I mean, that's something he
Yeah.
said today, right? So do you agree or do you disagree with Elon Musk?
Disagree or agree on what point?
The, dude, you can't even track this debate on the point that Donald Trump's policy is an abomination that's going to bankrupt Americans.
I kind of do agree with Elon Musk on that point where Donald Trump's the thing that he just passed was an abomination.
Okay, so then how could you say that he's pushing America further forward and making the quality of life better for Americans while also simultaneously holding to the belief that the biggest bill he's ever supported is an abomination that's really going to hurt Americans? That seems a
Okay,
little
now
bit
has this bill
contradictory.
been passed? Has the bill been
It's
passed?
not been passed through the Senate yet. It's passed the House.
Okay, well, this is what I'm talking about. There still has to be passed. There's a bunch of steps for the bill to be passed, right?
Why
And
does
so
that
it's most
matter if
likely not
Donald
gonna
Trump supports the bill now? All right. We're basically showing that Donald Trump supports legislation that's an abomination, will cost trillions of dollars, really hurt Americans, bankrupt this country, and decrease the after tax income for 80% of Americans. The mere fact that Donald Trump supports that legislation shows that Donald Trump is
I see
an
what you're saying. I
incompetent
see what you're
leader.
saying.
Right?
I
Can
see
we
what you're
agree there
saying.
that certainly shows that Donald Trump is an incompetent leader that doesn't know what he's doing?
Man, I don't know if we could fully say that because, dude, he must have his reasons. We both aren't sure of the reason as to why he's passing this terrible bill,
you
right?
you treat
Like,
you treat Donald Trump like a god. Okay, this is
no, I
so
don't.
yes you do, and let me explain. So this is unironically what Christian apologetics can be like. So like imagine that I was offering some critiques of like some branches of Christianity, and I like point out very obvious errors, very obvious logical blind spots. Well,
Yeah.
like a really good Christian sophist, somebody that's really educated in Christian apologetics, will basically respond and they'll say, well, I mean, it's possible that there's a good reason for this all, right? It's possible that this could all be justified away, but that's what you're doing for Trump. I'm able to point out that Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist that wants his victim to be thrown in prison. You're like, he must have his reasons. I'm able to point out that he supports a piece of legislation in which is truly indefensible. Republicans are turning on him. It's going to cost our country trillions. It's going to reduce the after tax income for 80% of Americans. And instead of being a reasonable, rational person and being like, oh, yeah, like that's indefensible, you're like, he has his reasons. He has his reasons. No, I want you. I want me to be the reason for you to build a fucking spine, for you to use your brain to reject the madness, reject the tyranny, reject the fascism, reject the intellectualism, and leave the GOP and come to the light, right? Because these views are regressing our country. These views are emboldening and empowering the idiocracy, right? And I just think that's a terrible decision that will not be looked on favorably in history, right?
You know what? I do agree with you. You're actually right. It's actually a very bad idea. I don't know what Trump is thinking. You're totally right. I can't even think of a reason. The time you were thinking, I was trying to think of a reason as to why. I should have done a little bit of research prior to this, and I'm not doing any research as we speak, by the way. So, okay. So we were talking about Doge,
Well, how about
and we were
this?
talking about
I
how
appreciate you
Trump
for the
is
conversation.
trying to.
Maybe that's just a good natural ending point for the conversation, and I can move on to the next guest while giving you a couple of things to think over.
All right, bro. No worries.
Yeah,
It was
dude.
it was, it was good talking.
I,
Thank
I
you.
I appreciate you for the convo, bro. Seriously, please think those things over. I mean, it's important. It's crucial for the success of our country. I appreciate you for your time, man. What's going on, MAGA? What's going on, Michael? Are you MAGA? Oh, Michael, you must have a Bluetooth like mic connected or something. I heard a yeah, but it was like very, very quiet, very muffled, incredibly muffled.
Can you hear me now?
No, I can't. You like your mic is like you're seriously like sitting on your phone or something. Like you're sitting on your microphone.
Yeah, I support Trump. God,
Okay.
he gave me a
Okay.
stimulus check.
Get out of here. We're going to move on to the next guest. Guys, if you're in that queue, make sure that means that you're at least 18 years old from America and support Donald Trump. And if you're one of the 9.2 thousand people tuning in, guys, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. Let's try to get up 2 million likes. What's up, David? Do you support Trump?
I don't care about politics, but I got a real question for you.
Okay, you don't care about politics and you sound pretty young. So we're going to move on to the next guest, Trey, everyone. Just give us a minute. I'd also, in the meantime, like to thank Alicia for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Alicia says, no King's protest is on June 14th. Nationwide boycott the waste, fraud, and abuse of a parade. Despicable. Hell yeah, Alicia, I know I'm going to be at my local protest. Everybody go out and protest on June 14th. Awesomeness. What's going on, Trey? You MAGA?
Yeah,
Cool. How old are you?
I'm 36.
Cool, man. Well, before we hop into our conversation, got to thank two people. Kaylee for the $25 donation on PayPal. They say, I tune into your lives daily, and I want to say I love you. I love the work that you do. Thank you for the love, Kaylee. Everybody show some love to Kaylee down below. Trey, you're on pause. Come back to the live, baby. Come on. Please don't leave me. But huge shout out to Kaylee in the meantime. I'd also like to show some love to Mary for the $10 on Venmo and Cora with a $15 on Venmo. Shout out to Kaylee, Mary, and Cora. You guys are awesome. But Trey, take that mic away from me. It looks like some of the people in the chat don't believe you're 36. What year were you born in?
89. Why would they not believe that?
89. I think the math checks out. What is that? Like 11 plus 25. That's 36. I believe it. Take it away. Tell us why you support Madman, Mr. Donald J. Trump.
What would be the reason for lying about that? I'm just curious.
My chat is very how do we put this? They're very critical of the ages that my guests will tell me. But yeah, you know what? I believe you. Take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
I just think he's got a good head on his shoulders when it comes to economics and how to drive business back to America. Do you not think that's happening?
If he has a good head on his shoulders as it comes to economics, then how come his own right-hand man, Elon Musk, the richest man alive, thinks that his policy relating to economics is terrible, is atrocious?
That's not what he said.
Actually, you're right. He said, and I quote, "It's an outrageous pork-filled spending bill that is an absolute disgusting abomination."
That's not what he said either, actually.
I just read his tweet from 3 hours ago. You could go see it for yourself. It's on @Elon Musk on Twitter. It was posted 3 hours ago.
What I'm saying is just because he doesn't agree with one bill, it doesn't mean he does not agree with Trump's ability to lead and his economic prowess.
Okay, well,
it's a bill.
So
they're not going to agree with everything. It's not a cult. It's not like
the reasons why Elon Musk thinks that this bill is a massive, outrageous, disgusting abomination is because of the negative economic implications. Right? It's going to cost our government $2.8 trillion. Okay, that's more debt-related spending passed in one bill by Trump than every dollar of debt-related spending passed by Biden that wasn't COVID-related. Right? That's a really bad economic implication. In fact, Elon Musk is also quoted as saying 2 hours ago on Twitter, maybe I could read it for you.
Wait, so now you're quoting Elon Musk? I thought you're like so against Elon Musk and he's an idiot and all of this. Why are you quoting Elon Musk all of a sudden?
Well, first and foremost,
isn't that convenient?
So first and foremost, just because I don't like somebody means that they're always wrong. Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
So he's always wrong, but you take...
You're interrupting me. And then the second reason here is that you like Elon Musk. I'm using a source that you like to refute your own point. And if you're going to hate on me for doing that, I would re-examine your worldview. Because I already know if I quoted a liberal or a left-leaning source, you'd say, well, that's biased. They're liberal. They're Democrats. They obviously don't like Trump. So then how come as soon as I quote his right-hand man, that's also an issue? Seemingly, this paradoxical worldview is just indicative of you rejecting any source I give you. Because if it's left-leaning, well, it's liberal propaganda. And if it's right-leaning, apparently I'm a hypocrite. But click on your profile picture, click the icon of the microphone to unmute yourself. I did mute you there because you interrupted me. But feel free to unmute yourself now. There you go.
Damn. Wait, did you mute me?
Yes.
Oh. Why?
Because you interrupted me.
Oh, okay.
So would you like to respond to what I said?
I honestly kind of lost you at the end, bro. I was confused at what the thing said while I was muted.
Okay, I'll repeat myself, no worries. So you just tried to call me a hypocrite or paint me to be a bad person for citing you Elon Musk.
No, I never said you were a bad person, bro.
So there was negative
because you have a different view than
So
me.
I guess I could sum it up as negative implications, right? Now, please don't interrupt me. But basically, my point is here, if I were to give you a left-leaning source, you'd call it liberal propaganda. But I guess when I give you a right-leaning source coming from the Trump White House, I'm a hypocrite, or there's some negative implications there too. So, what source of reason can I give you to demonstrate to you that Donald Trump is a bad president? Because right now it sounds like you just reject any source I'd give you.
Any source you give me, just because... Okay. Bro, I don't really know what you. I mean, just because. Okay, let me just ask you: am I going to be able to ask you questions and like actually like have a conversation, or are you going to like mute me anytime I try and say something? Like, is this going to actually be like a debate, or?
Calm down. You're being dramatic. I muted you once because you unequivocally interrupted me while I was
Okay, well
speaking.
then, can I ask you a question?
Sure. I mean, before you ask me a question, I would
All
really
right.
appreciate it if you could kind of connect the dots between you saying that Donald Trump has great economic prowess and
Okay. Okay. So do you think he's bringing?
this
Do you think
this
he's
right
bringing
here is why I
investments
interrupted you.
and businesses back to America?
So I don't think that he's as good for investment in American industries as Biden was. Absolutely not.
What, bro?
The reason I think that is because when we look at the amount of money that's invested into American manufacturing by quarter, my source on screen is from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, pulling data from the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis. Under Donald Trump's first term, we pretty much had stagnant investment in American industries. Under the Biden-Harris administration, we had a massive boom. But then when Trump won the election and during the first quarter of 2025 while he was president,
Wait, you
it
mean
was
right after
stagnant again.
COVID there was a massive boom?
So in mid
You mean when
2022,
all the businesses? You mean when all the businesses came back,
oh,
like and opened up? The whole country opened up.
so I mean, look at the graph, man. If it was just a bounce back, how come it went higher than what it was before COVID? Like look at like the level of investment in 2019, 2020, and then look at the level of investment in
Bro,
like
that's
2023,
dude.
2024. I mean, it's
That's
like
ridiculous, man.
5 to 6 times higher than it was before COVID, right? So it wasn't a mere bounce back.
Okay, can I ask my question now?
Will you respond to what I said first?
Dude, you've literally not let me ask one question. Like I've been
Actually,
wanting to ask you one question this whole
you just
time.
asked a question, and I responded to the question.
Okay, well, can I ask you one question, bro?
Sure, but I guess
Can you?
before we move on, did my response to your claim that massive boom in investment in American industries was caused by COVID, did my response satisfy you? Can you admit that you were
Yes,
wrong?
yes, it did. Now, can I ask my question?
Of course.
Okay. How many sexes are there?
So there's like two sexes, but I will say sex isn't on a binary. So it may be a
But
little.
wait. Binary literally means two.
Yeah, so I'd say like we
It's
typically understand two sexes, but not really.
it's
And
sex.
and I don't understand why you're laughing at this either, because this is like a.
Because you said you literally just contradicted yourself.
So
Do you
I
not
think what I meant
understand
to
that?
say is that like we typically understand there to be two sexes, but that's not necessarily the case because sex isn't binary. And that's like that's a biological take as well. That has nothing to do with like a liberal perspective on gender identity.
Wait, you're saying sex isn't binary?
Yeah, sex isn't binary. No,
It's not.
no, it's not.
So there's two sexes, but sex isn't
So if you
binary?
were listening to what I said, people can typically understand there to be two sexes, but that isn't necessarily true.
What? Wait, you just said there was two sexes.
What I meant to say is that people typically understand there to be two sexes, but that's not necessarily true. I appreciate you for being good faith and allowing me to
You
correct
didn't answer my
myself.
question then. You didn't answer my question then. How many sexes are there?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you mean by sex. Like for instance,
What do you think I mean? The male and female, bro.
so there's not just male and female. There's also intersex conditions. Like for instance, if you define male and female predicated on like your chromosomes, like you're going to typically understand that to be XX and XY. However, like you also have XXY, you have XYY, you have XXX, you have YYY. There's a plethora of like
Okay, bro.
intersex
I think I've
conditions.
had just enough about this debate.
Okay, Trey, I don't understand why you're laughing because this is a biological fact. Like, I mean, I think what you maybe meant to ask is how many genders are there? All right, and then that's when you get to like lean in and say, haha, liberal. But like when you ask how many sexes there are, this is just like a true nuanced conversation about biology. You know, like it's a biological fact that some individuals do not fall within the binary categories of male or female, given that you define male and female based upon the chromosomes that you have or like your reproductive organs. Like it is a fact of reality that some people don't have XY or XX chromosomes and they possess XXX, XXY, or XYYY or XYY, right? There is intersex conditions in which would make individuals fall outside of a binary of being male or female. And I mean, if you want like resources to study this, go to like any institution of biology, any institution of, of science, in fact, in medicine. But he left, he ran away. I don't know. Also, I just wanted like get a better idea of what he
Hello?
was getting at there. Was like he laughing at the fact that I was like more educated on biology than he was? I don't know. What's up? Hey, what's up? Are you MAGA?
Fuck no, fuck Trump.
Yo, Base, we are only looking to talk to Trump supporters. We're going to move on to the next guest. Was that guy laughing at the fact that I was more educated on biology than he was? I guess I didn't really understand that. Like, I was trying to talk to him about how sex isn't necessarily on a binary, and then he just, like, started laughing. I wonder what that laugh meant. What's going on, Braden? Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
Okay, how do you?
like 6'7".
Okay, so 6'7", do you mean 67? I have a feeling that was a child. Guys, if you're part of the 11.4 thousand people watching the live stream, first and foremost, make sure that you're double tapping away on that phone screen, sharing out this live with a handful of friends. We're going to go to get that next Trump supporter up in here literally right now, guys. Go ahead and drop a MAGA accompanied by your age down below in that chat if you're from America, at least 18 and want to come up here and debate. What's up, Jonah? Do you support Trump?
Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to do this. My bad.
No worries, Jonah. I'm going to start pulling from the chat instead of the queue because you can't accidentally type MAGA down below in that chat. You can't accidentally type that. What's going on, Sasha? Are you MAGA?
Did you see Christy? She supports Trump still.
I know, I saw
Christy,
that.
the girl that you...
I saw that, Sasha. I did. I was actually I was disappointed. I was disappointed in her. I'm going to be honest. I was very disappointed in her. What's up, Jay? You MAGA?
Nah, man, I just want to say cook them, man.
I appreciate you for the love, Jay. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and just reiterate the rules because I would really appreciate it if you guys would follow the rules here. So make sure that you're at least 18 if you're in the queue. Make sure that you're from America if you're in the queue. And make sure that you support Trump if you're in the queue. And then, like, please, guys, if you're a fan of mine, like, don't join the queue. Like, please, I would really appreciate if you would respect that. We have a lot of people that join the queue that don't support Trump. If you don't support Trump, like, please support me when I ask you not to join the queue. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
No, I'm Canadian, bro.
All right. What about you, Cross? Are you MAGA? Okay, they're not even here. We got AR1 loading into the live stream, everybody. Just give us a minute to get that next guest up in here. What's going on, AR1? Are you MAGA?
He's a cunt.
I don't even know what you just said. Are you or are you not?
He's a cunt.
Oh, you're calling Trump a cunt. Okay, if you don't like Trump, just follow my rules, bro. What's up, Jenny? You MAGA? Jenny, you're in the live stream. Hi, are you here? All right, Jenny's not here. All right, look at that, everybody. It looks like we have so many people watching the live stream, close to 12,000, but not one person that wants to come up here and have a discussion about why they support Trump. What's up, Dingle? Do you support Trump?
What's up, bro? I just woke up.
Okay, do you support Trump?
No, I don't really support.
All right, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Are you guys just not hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth? Like I don't know like what the issue is here. I don't know what the problem is here. Okay, it's because like I'm informing every single person watching on exactly what the rules are. Right? Are you guys not hearing me? Is like my mic cutting out? Is there a lag on the stream or something that's going on? What's up, Michael? Do you support Trump? No, Michael, you're still a billion light years away from your mic. Michael, as soon as you get that fixed, come back. I will happily let you into the stream. We're going to go to get that next guest up in the box. Someone in the chat just said, this is what it's like to be a teacher. Oh, man, no, I get it. Like, this is rough, man. What's up, Robbie? You MAGA? Actually, Robbie's still loading in. All right, guys, next guest is loaded up as we speak. Here we go, everybody. Here we go. What's going on, Crip? Are you MAGA?
Go.
Crypt is not even here. It looks like they have some stage fright. All right, yo, what's going on? H52, you MAGA?
Yo. Yeah, I'm MAGA.
That is a child, bro. Jake, you MAGA?
Yes.
Okay, how do you?
18. I turned 18 February, just to clarify.
Okay,
2007 February 2nd.
Okay,
MAG.
Trump strong. Oh, Trump strong left. Okay, it's just you, Jake. Take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
Oh, my main thing is just the protection of the Second Amendment. Realistically, I don't have much else that I care for other than just the right to bear arms, and I think there's too much infringement on that with the other politicians.
Okay, all right. Well, first and foremost, you should definitely care about a lot more than like the ability to buy guns, right? Like I think that tax cuts are also pretty important. I think that general economic performance
for sure.
is important alongside a bunch of different things. But quick question: out of the last two presidential administrations, what is the only administration to pass unconstitutional gun control?
I don't know.
Trump. During his first term, he passed a
Really?
bump stock ban. Then SCOTUS overturned it and said that it violated upon your Second Amendment rights. He also went on record with his VP, Mike Pence, and he said that he wants to be able to take the criminals' guns first and then give them due process second. So, and I mean, this follows a trend of him not caring about the Constitution at all. I mean, he straight up called for the termination of the Constitution, including the Second Amendment, in December of 2022. And this comes before, this presidency where he's violated the Constitution 5 times. And then he even told an ABC News reporter that he doesn't know if he has to uphold it. So, I mean, like, if you're like generally concerned with the Constitution and you want to protect it, Donald Trump is like the last person on earth you'd ever let in the Oval Office.
But should you think that like Biden and Kamala Harris were like better options for protection of the Second Amendment, like truthfully?
Yeah, I do. And here's why I say that. Because like, although like I could agree that Kamala Harris like ran on an AR ban, right? Allow me to finish. If the AR ban was unconstitutional, it would have been struck down by the Supreme Court that is 6-3 conservative leaning, all right? But the difference between like her and Trump is that if it was unconstitutional, it would have been dead in the water. She would have just let it go. That's it. She has faith and trust in her checks and balances, and she would have respected SCOTUS enough to leave it behind her, right? But then Trump, on the other hand, he doesn't have respect for checks and balances. He doesn't have respect for SCOTUS. When SCOTUS rules something he does is unconstitutional, he doesn't give a fuck. He just keeps on doing it.
Wow. Okay, so I'm not nearly as educated as you are, truthfully. I think part of me wanted to just hear your opinion on what I had to say, because I've been watching you for a while, like on and off, every time you pop up on my For You page, and you seem drastically more educated than I am, so I'll have to give you that. But it was just a very, like, I wasn't able to vote because it was like right before I turned 18 when the election was going on. Highly disappointed, like, that we had to choose between the two candidates we had to choose between. Honestly, I think that I'm obviously not a fan of Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or any of them, and I'm not really that big of a fan of Trump. I was just more leaning towards his views and the things that he had said.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about, man?
Honestly, no, but I really appreciate the time and allowing me to come up here. And I'm definitely going to look more into my opinion as I get older for the next election.
Sweet, dude.
So thank you.
Sweet, dude. That's
for
awesome,
opening
Jake.
my mind.
Thanks for coming up here
and by
being good faith. No, I'm sorry, man. I thought that you were done speaking, so I kicked you. I'm sorry, bro. He had one more thing to say. I'm sorry, Jake. If you hear me, just know that I'm sorry, bro. I appreciate you for coming up here and being good faith and respectful. I appreciate that. What's up, Cole? You MAGA, bro?
So let me go ahead and say this, Dean. So did I vote for Trump? Yes. I'm still kind of in the middle as to if I am MAGA. So let me go ahead and break it down for you. The reason why I voted for Trump.
Okay, real quick, before you give us the reasons why you voted for him and support him, I just got to ask Sydney real quick. You said that you're MAGA in the chat. Is that true?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
18.
What year are you born in?
2007.
What about the month?
May.
May. Okay, May what day?
28th.
28th. All right. Yeah, that would make you 18. You just turned 18. Okay, sweet. Well, we'll go ahead and do a 2v1. Cole and Sydney, you guys take it away. I think that Cole's in the middle of talking, so continue to speak, Cole.
Oh, crap. Okay, so I'm not really sure if I'm full MAGA, Dean. I did vote for Trump. So back in 2016, I was not of age to vote, but I saw how the country was in terms of, taxes. Gas was much cheaper, groceries, rent, the whole 9 yards. So that was one of the main reasons why I voted for him. Now, by no means am I saying Trump's a great guy. I've heard many of your streams talking about some of the stuff, allegations and all that against him. So that's where I stand. It's mainly just the economy. That's a big one for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if your main concern is inflation, like, you should really hate Trump right now. So, I mean, his one bill, the big, beautiful bill, it's going to spend more money than every penny spent by Biden and Harris that wasn't related to COVID expenditure in the last 4 years. And it's so outrageous that now even Elon Musk has called it a disgusting, vile, terrible bill. Today. And I mean, even if you go back to his Twitter now, he's like reposted other Republicans saying that it's going to be incredibly inflationary, right? So if inflation is your number one priority, like, it seems like Elon Musk, MAGA, and other Republicans in the GOP are turning against Trump, saying that his policy is going to be incredibly inflationary. Then also, yes, for all the people spamming in the chat real quick, I do support Palestine, for everybody asking in the chat.
Well, so before I counter, Sydney, do you want to speak? I don't want to keep talking the whole time.
I can just like go after you if you want.
Okay, so yeah, go for it. Dean, I'll get to my point after she's done.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, well, I was gonna talk more about like immigrants, like illegal immigrants.
Okay,
But I don't know.
I just see a lot of people in the chat saying that you're not 18. We need to do a little bit further confirmation here. Do you happen to drive?
Yeah, I have my permit, but I didn't do driver's ed for like a while after I could because of like school.
Okay, you have a permit. Okay, well, to be fair, like I knew a lot of 18-year-olds that have had a permit. That's fair. Okay, all right. Do you promise that you're 18?
Yeah.
Dude, Sydney, please be honest.
Dean.
Are you 18?
Yeah.
I don't trust her. Seemingly
Dean,
neither does
okay,
Cora,
yeah,
but
all right. I was about to say.
Yeah, take it away.
All right, sorry, I keep getting cut off. So let me go back to this. So back to 2016, I was not able to vote, but that was the reason at the time. So when his first term was going on, gas was less than $2, depending on which part of the country you were in. Grocery prices were much cheaper. Now, I'm not saying that what you just mentioned is inaccurate. I'm seeing a total difference in the economy. And that's why when I had joined the chat initially, I said I'm not really sure if I'm MAGA, because there are parts of Trump that I do see that I like, but there's also parts, and I would say it's a little more often than not now than it was back in 2016 during his first term, where I'm kind of scratching my head in confusion. There's still some great things, but I also do get what you're saying.
What are the great parts about Trump? Tell me.
Let me rephrase it to the good stuff he's doing.
What's the good stuff
and again,
he's
this
doing?
goes back. So his first term would have been taxes. I mean, come on, we can't sit here and deny that cost of living is a lot higher than what it was back in his first term. Whether or not that was Trump's fault or not, like, let's face the fact here, cost of living is much higher.
Okay, but how do we know that inflation in the last 4 years has anything to do with Republicans or Democrats?
Say it again?
How do we know that the inflation in the last 4 years was caused by Biden and Harris? Okay, I'm lagging for some weird reason. Okay, weird lag. Yo, everybody on YouTube, can you guys see me all right? For the people on YouTube, can you guys see me all right? No lag on YouTube? Yeah, the whole stream is just dying on TikTok.
Hello. Oh.
Am I reconnected now?
Can anyone hear me? I
Okay.
am lagging.
Yeah, we just got over like a crazy weird lag spike. Okay, yeah, sorry. For everybody watching on TikTok, that was a TikTok lag spike. I have no clue what caused it. It was just a TikTok lag
Dean,
spike.
we might be able to finish this.
Yeah, I'm back now. So yeah, can you give me any reason to believe that the inflation in America in the last 4 years was caused by Biden and Harris?
So directly, no. And I think a big part of that's COVID. I mean, I feel like that was a big issue. So I don't really think we can point the finger at any
if the inflation that we saw in America in the last 4 years was caused by the pandemic, why would you even reference it into answering my question on why you think Donald Trump is a good president or the good things that he has done?
Well, he did good stuff in his first term. I'm not saying he's still doing those same things now.
Be very specific. What is one good thing that he did in his first 4 years?
Okay, well, he brought back more jobs.
Okay,
That's
how?
one thing. I mean,
how did he do that?
By bringing businesses into America.
And how did he do that?
And stop. Well, I mean, you got me on that. I don't know the specifics, but that is the general concept. I mean, those are things that he did.
Well, then how do you know that concept is true?
Well, I mean, I have sources that I've read on
that
say these things.
If you've read sources on it, then you should be able to indicate to me like what these sources are. So, I mean, what are the sources that indicate that he's brought more jobs back into America? Okay, I think that we're back now for everybody on TikTok. I don't know what caused the lag spike. We had like 1 billion people leave. For those that didn't leave, I'm so sorry that we had a lag spike. That was like a server issue, and it's back again. Great. Yeah, everybody, for everyone over on YouTube, we are lagging out of the ass on TikTok right now. We're just going to kind of continue with the debates. It looks like this cool guy is tipping. We're still lagging. What's going on, Steven? How old are you?
Is everything. I'm 19.
19. Are you from America? You sound like you may be British.
Yeah, I'm from New York.
Okay, sweet. What time is it?
New York. 455.
455. Sweet. And do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that?
I like the guy. He's very charismatic.
He's charismatic? No, he's not.
He's a tough man.
Wait. How could you say that the
I
adjudicated
think he
rapist
is.
that's admitted to perving on naked teenage girls is charismatic? What?
That's a Trump problem, not a me problem.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's a problem with a man that you called charismatic.
Okay, well, he did things many years ago. Well, you think Biden never did anything? Big deal.
Okay, well, I don't even understand how Biden's going to be relevant to your claim at all, because once again, the specific claim that I'm refuting is the claim that Donald Trump is charismatic. I gave you reasons to believe that Donald Trump is not charismatic. Please respond and address those reasons.
Okay. When we talk about a person's charisma, right? We can talk about his charisma. Isn't that something you see?
Steven's cutting out. I think that like TikTok is just like dying right now. For everybody watching, like TikTok is like literally just like dying. What if we go and go? TikTok is dying. Once again, are we experiencing any type of lag over on?
We're having the conversation of the century right now. So
let's see. Yeah, it looks like
times.
Okay, so yeah, for everybody that's curious, that's still watching on TikTok, if I'm not lagging. So I mean, if you go on Google and you type in TikTok down detector, like just in the last 5 minutes, there's been 15.5 thousand reports. So all of the lag that the live just experienced was because of the TikTok servers. It wasn't because of like me or like my Wi-Fi. It was because of the TikTok servers. So I mean, I do apologize. I think that we're good though. I think that we're good. But anyways, so yeah, you said that you support Trump because he is very charismatic. So I don't think that Donald Trump is charismatic. There's a plethora of reasons why I think this, but like some of the big ones would be the fact that he's literally raped a woman. He's boasted about perving on literal naked teenagers and women, right?
Like every other politician in Washington.
Okay, well, I mean, no, that's not true. Like, for instance, like Biden hasn't been held civilly liable for raping a woman, but that's also not relevant to the claim.
Liable.
That's also not relevant to like the claim, though, right? Because like, even imagine that every other politician in Washington did this. This would just mean that every politician in Washington, including Trump, is not charismatic.
Listen, let me explain something to you. All of these people, okay, all of these elected officials, all of these celebrities and famous people and whatnot, they're all sick individuals.
Okay, so then that just means that every single person in Washington isn't charismatic,
including Trump.
So that just means that Donald Trump isn't charismatic, including every other politician.
Just as much as a sick man. They're all sick people.
So then you don't think that Trump is charismatic?
No, it doesn't mean I don't think he's charismatic. He's a charismatic man.
What does it mean to be charismatic?
What does it mean to be charismatic? To have charisma, you know?
What is charisma?
He's a charming man. He's like Prince Charming.
Does Prince Charming rape women and perv on naked teenagers?
Listen, I don't know what Prince Charming does behind closed doors, but on
okay,
TV,
well, I'd assume not. Can we definitely say that charming men aren't rapists? Can we agree there?
Listen, I
don't want to listen. I want a yes or no. Are charming men rapists?
He's a rapist.
No, answer my question. I need you to answer my questions. Are charming men rapists that perv on naked teenagers? Yes or no?
Not necessarily. Like you're asking, you're really bringing such an irrelevant component into this because number one, I need proof that he raped.
You're trolling. You have to be absolutely trolling if you think that being a rapist that pervs on naked teenagers is relevant to if you're a charming, charismatic man. Why do you think about
rapists who perv on naked teenagers so deeply? Like, come on, let's talk about Donald Trump here. All right, you didn't prove. I haven't seen any concrete evidence that he's done that.
So I'm a teenager. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna repeat the question that I want you to respond to. Okay.
Sure.
So can you answer this next question, please?
Sure.
So men that are charming, men that are charismatic, all right, are they rapists?
Men that are charming and men that are charismatic, are they rapists? I can't give you a yes or no answer, okay? But I'm gonna dissect it. Could someone who's committed rape be a charming person? Sure. But a good person? So yeah.
Okay, so if you think that rapists can be charming people, well, then
anyone can be charming.
So then being charming isn't good.
Well, no, but also someone who hasn't raped someone could be charming as well.
So then why should this component of being charming be relevant to why Donald Trump is a good president? Of being charming isn't a good thing.
Because I fuck with it. I like someone who's charming.
Okay, when you say that Donald Trump is charming, what exactly do you mean by that?
He comes on TV. You know, he's a big man, 6'3". He has these big and composure. He comes and he talks with his strong voice. America, listen to me, America. We're gonna fix everything.
Okay, I think that he's a troll. We're gonna get that next guest up here. Jay, thank you so much for the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate you for that love. Jay says, like I said on Parker's program a while ago, large donations, small donations, and everything in between. You and he deserve every cent that is given to you for the education alone. Grateful for what you guys do. Jay, that is so incredibly kind of you. Y'all show some love to Jay down below in that comment section. Thank you so much, guys. Everybody, show some motherfucking love to Jay right the hell now. Thank you so much for the love, Jay. That is incredibly kind of you. At least 500 W's for Jay down below. What is going on, Kale? Do you support Trump?
No, Dean, I love you so much. I watch everything.
Ariane, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
18.
18. What year are you born in?
2003.
2003. You're terrible at math. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, guys. Here we go. We're going to get that next guest up in here right now, y'all. We also may hit a restart on the stream because I would like to be operating at our maximum potential, and our viewership got very severely limited by that, little glitch that TikTok had there. Let's first see if we could just kind of naturally reboost the live on the For You page. So if you're one of the 7.4 thousand people tuning in, guys, make sure that you're double tapping away on that phone screen, sharing out that live. Let's try to get this live back in the For You page so we could kind of bring back everybody that was lost. Let's go to get that next guest up in here. But before we do, Shirley, thank you for the $45 over on PayPal, and Brianna with a $50 as well. Shirley says, you are cozy fall and golden retriever vibes, and Parker is October Black Cat Tim Burton vibes. Best duo ever slay. Thank you for the love, Shirley. I think that's a good capture of the vibes that we put off. Thank you for the $50, Shirley. And then once again, 500 Shirley's and 500 Brianna's. Brianna says, always good to see you. Also, you cooked the fuck out of that lathe guy last night. I did cook lathe. I appreciate you for the $50. Shout out to Brianna and Shirley down below in that chat. What's going on, Ruby? Do you support Trump?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 17.
Okay.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. No.
They probably thought out in their head. They're like, I'm gonna say I'm 18, and here's a birthday I'd have to give Dean if I was 18. I have it all planned out. I'm gonna deceive Dean, and he's gonna believe me. And then they sold the bag. They hit that auto answer. They hit that Freudian slip. We're gonna go to get that next guest up here literally right now. Y'all guys just give us a minute. Give us a minute, everybody. Also, Alexia, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love, Alexia. That is incredibly kind of you. Then also, Jaden, thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal. And Kaylee with the $25 as well. Shout out to Alexia and Kaylee. You guys are the best ever. What's going on, Pika? Do you support Trump?
You're so fine.
Pika, I'm going to ban you, and you're never going to be back in the live stream ever again. Goodbye, Pika. Goodbye. Also, oh my God, Wayne, coming at it again with $100 over on Venmo. Now, Wayne sends us $100 with a special message here. He says, a seat cushion. You know what, Wayne? I'm not going to lie. The other day, you sent $100 for the electricity bill, and I told you my electricity bill is high as fuck. I actually do need to buy a new chair because this shit is uncomfortable as hell. I am now going to spend this $100 on a new chair, sir. You are a pragmatic man with your donations. I love the ever-living shit out of you. Everybody, show some love to Wayne down below in that chat. Let's get at least 1,000 Wayne W's. What is up, Bryson? Are you MAGA? And Bryson is leaving once again. Quite frankly, if you're one of the 7.8 thousand people on that TikTok stream and you support Trump and you want to come up here and debate, let me know down below in that chat. And Brianna with the 2 unicorn fantasies. Holy shit. W's for Brianna down below in the chat for the 2 unicorn fantasies. That is insane. Thank you for the love, Brianna. What's going on, Dean? What's up, evil Dean? Are you MAGA?
Okay. Well, it's kind of complicated. I used to be very, very MAGA, and I'm very open to switching because ever since Trump has gotten office, I've kind of just continually lost respect for him. So I'm just trying to see, your opinion
Sure.
on
How about this? Is there any reasons that you have left that lean you towards supporting Trump? Anything that you're kind of clinging on to?
Yeah, his policies on the border. I just personally think that he had a very strong plan for the border. That was one of my main things.
Okay, all right. Were you just on Parker's Live?
I was not.
Okay.
I've debated you like, dude, it was like 2 years ago, I think.
Okay, all right. Well, about the border. So, can you name one policy of Donald Trump's that will serve as a long-term solution to reduce undocumented entry into America?
Um, I cannot. I mean, I know he's looking at mass deportation,
Okay,
trying to
do you
get
support mass deportation?
that I'm kind of 50-50 on that because I'm not too knowledgeable on it.
Okay. Well,
I'll
here's the
just,
deal. I
you know,
don't support mass deportation because I think it places America last and severely hurts this country. It forcefully removes millions of people from the labor force. B, it reduces GDP growth by $300 billion per year. And C, it costs a shit ton of money because you're removing undocumented immigrants, which also costs the $100 billion they pay per year in taxes, plus $175 billion in upfront costs just to get the operation underway. And for those reasons, I do not support mass deportation.
Okay. I just wanted to ask also, your opinion on how we should deal with illegal immigration.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that we should try our best to reduce it. But I think that the ways a lot of politicians have proposed we reduce it are wrong. I think that the only way to effectively reduce undocumented entry into America is to eliminate the incentive that undocumented immigrants have. And what that would look like is restructuring the legal means of entry into America by essentially allowing as many legal ports of entry as possible, as fast as possible, for as low of a cost as possible. And the reason why that would be good is because the reason why individuals opt to undocumented entry into America is because the legal means of entry are just simply unattainable. So let's make the legal means attainable, and then all of a sudden, undocumented entry will naturally diminish because there'd be no incentive for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I highly agree with your points. I used to be very Republican. I actually came up here against you one time, but I've been watching your lives for a while. And then last question. Does Charlie Kirk's head look weird in person?
A little bit. Good question, Dean. That's because
All right.
you're on the right path, bro. You're on the right path. What's going on? SS Furby and Laura. Is SS, is that like the name of like Hitler's dudes? Are you?
I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
What the fuck? Okay. Goodbye. Hello, Laura. You were spamming MAGA down below in the chat. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay, how old are you?
20.
20. And why the hell would you ever support such a terrible president?
First, because of the because of the illegal immigrants, and I mean, I don't support like mass deportation, but like if you come to the country illegal, then why should they have the rights? Because I came to the America when I was 8 with my family, and we live in Chicago, and like we came here legally and did our way, the legal way.
Bruh, I have a question. Okay, I guess like maybe you wouldn't know this because you were 8 when you migrated to America, so you were probably too young. But the legal means of entry into America are like slow as fuck. Okay, they are really difficult to go through because our Congress has neglected them for like all of modern American history, right? It's seriously terrible. Now, nobody wants to be an undocumented immigrant. See, they have it hard, right? They can't get an ID. They can't get a driver's license. They can't file for a return on the taxes that they pay to the IRS as they are W-2 employees. They can't go to the bank and get a loan to buy a house. They are mistreated by our government. They're under the constant threat of being deported. Right now, they're under the constant threat of having their human rights violated. Okay, right? So why would so many individuals opt for undocumented entry? Well, it's because the legal means of entry are so slow and unattainable. And for that reason, I would place most of the blame for undocumented entry into America on the American government, right? So I actually think that it's our responsibility to fix the legal means of entry into America, to make them faster, more attainable, to reduce undocumented entry. And then it's also our responsibility to turn around and ask everybody that entered with the use of undocumented means if they want to have a pathway to residency or citizenship, given that they haven't committed prior violent offenses, right? And that's why I completely disagree with mass deportation, because you're just further fucking over the people that you've already fucked over, and you are really hurting this country because those people that you're fucking over, the mass deportation, pay $100 billion per year in taxes, contribute $300 billion per year to the GDP, and account for millions of people in the American labor force. And they left. They said goodbye, Dean. They ran away. We're going to move on to the next guest. We're also going to get Parker up here. What's going on, Parker?
What's up?
Bro, did you get hit by like a crazy lag spike 30 minutes ago?
I didn't get hit with a big one, no.
I got hit with a big one. So see, we were at like 13,000 people, and then we got hit with a crazy lag spike, and we went down to 7. We're like climbing back up.
You know, that's been happening. So I just want to clarify to everyone in the chat. That's what's been happening to me every single time I go live on my main account. And that's why I haven't been live on my main account and why I can only go live on my girlfriend's account.
Yeah.
It's really, really ridiculous.
But I was like looking at like TikTok down detector. It looked like a TikTok wide problem. Like there was like 50,000 reports on TikTok down detector when my live stream was having some
How was
hiccups.
I not lagging?
I don't know. You got lucky, I guess. What's up, Marcus? Are you MAGA?
Dude, I swear they give me like my own server and then they just like fuck with me on that server. Like
right. Marcus, you MAGA?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how old are you, man?
I'm 19.
Cool. Before we hop into a debate, gotta thank Dakota for the $10 over on Venmo, saying that you're the type of MF to give a mouse a cookie, and I fuck with that. With love, your biggest op, Trench Wolfer. Okay, I don't know who this Dakota guy is, but I like him. Can we show some love to Dakota down below in that chat? I'd also like to thank Doreen for the $5 over on PayPal. Shout out to Dakota and Doreen and Marcus. Take it away. Tell us why you support the worst president ever. Okay, Donald J. Trump.
I don't necessarily fully support Donald Trump, but I guess I'd say I'd support him more than I supported Biden
or Kamala Harris. Okay.
And I don't agree with everything he does.
So why would
I
you
don't agree with
why
everything
would
he
you even support him more than the attorney? Like why support the rapist felon more than the attorney prosecutor? Let's hear it, man. I'm open ears, wide open to listen to you.
So, I don't really keep up with all this shit. I don't really care. I live my life day to day. Is there proof? Is there proof on that?
Yeah.
That he's
he's adjudicated by a court.
a rapist. Well, that doesn't really mean shit. People get falsely acquitted for shit they don't do all the time.
So you don't think that a court determination matters? Okay. Is Epstein innocent?
I didn't say it didn't matter. I just said there's shit happens every day where people get acquitted for stuff they didn't do.
Do you think that we should
so if you don't accept civil courts, you won't accept the civil courts against, undocumented immigrants, right?
I just like feel free to answer Parker's question, but then I want to finish up my thought there.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I want you to answer Parker's question, and then I'll finish up my thought.
As far as that goes, I don't necessarily not support it, but I don't necessarily support it at the same time. I don't agree with mass deportation, but I also don't agree with
I was just saying,
allowing-
would you look at civil cases related to undocumented immigrants? Like that's what
Could you
determines whether or
elaborate?
not they should be deported, or that's what determines whether or not they should be in the country. How old are you?
I'm 19.
What year were you born in?
2006, May of 2006.
Yeah, you're 19. All right, man, think about it this way. So basically, when a court determined unanimously, a jury of 9 determined that Donald Trump is a rapist, okay? And you're saying that you don't really care about that because courts can be wrong?
I don't say, it's not that I don't care. It's just
So do you typically
courts can be wrong.
Do you typically believe courts? Like for instance, like the civil court that held that one guy Cosby liable. No, not Cosby. But who am I thinking about? The glove didn't fit, must acquit. What was his name?
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson. So like a civil court determined that O.J. Simpson was guilty. Like, do you agree that O.J. Simpson was guilty?
There's certain things that point to him being guilty. I'm not familiar with the whole O.J. Simpson, court date or court deal and all that.
What about like Epstein?
Epstein, did you ask me questions? I don't know.
You don't know anything about Epstein either. Okay. Well, how about we talk about something else then? Because, if you're just going to kind of come up here with this attitude that, like, no matter what, even if a court finds Trump guilty, you're still not going to believe it. Like, I just don't think I'll be able to convince you of jack shit. You know what I mean? But, like, what I'd recommend is, like, definitely, like, attempting to leave this cult that you're a member of, right? I think that you're just absolutely a member of a cult when your like leader is like found to have done something very wrong, and then the unanimous jury of 9 agrees that he did something very wrong, and without like any research, you reject it, and you're like, he's innocent. You know what I mean? But how about we talk about the reasons why you do like Trump? Like, do you want to bring up a reason why you're a fan?
Yeah, sure. I agree with his military stuff.
What about
Like
his
the way
military
he
stuff?
Dude, I'm not a fucking politician, so I can't answer the questions like you want me to.
Dude, but like, come on. If like your only argument is that you like Trump because of his quote unquote military stuff, I mean, like that's not like a substantive position that I could debate, right? That's just like a very baseless
It's not even
thing.
really that I fucking love Trump. You know, like some people are like, fucking
But like,
Trump's
do you just
the
have like
greatest dude
any
in the world.
reason why you think that Trump is an all right president that I could contest? Like any reason at all? Like even one?
Well, no, not really, because anything I say, you're just gonna argue with. I mean,
all right, Marcus, I gotta kick you then, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's gonna argue on you, debate live. Yeah,
All right.
wow. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta kick you for that, Marcus. I'm not gonna lie. What's up, Destiny? You support Trump?
I'm from America. I'm of age, and I do support Trump. I mean, all your criteria. So this is great.
Age, please.
I'm 19 years old.
Yeah, buddy, get the fuck out of here. Yeah,
What?
yeah. Guys, go to drop a maggot down below in that chat if you do want to join up and have a debate with us on stream here today, right now. While we're getting the next
Did you kick
guest.
him off because you don't believe him?
Yeah, he laughed while he was saying his age. Yeah, dude's a fetus. Dude's a troll.
Oh, Dean Parker! You can't get rid of me.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. How did they even know? Like, the name was just Brian with a black profile picture. How the fuck did they... Oh my God, I don't even know. Let's see here. Miko, thank you for the $15 over on PayPal. That is MIKO. They say, thank you so much for supporting Ukraine. I'm a Ukrainian U.S. citizen. Keep cooking, Medine. Miko, I love you. I hope that you're doing all right, and I hope that any family you have in Ukraine is also doing all right. Shout out, Miko. What's up, Christian Everett? You support Trump?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. How old are you?
20.
Oh, are you British?
No, I'm South African.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. That's now the second time I've confused a South African accent for a British accent. Yeah, sure. Are you in America? Are you an American? American South African?
No, I'm actually in France, but I've got something to...
Okay, I'm sorry. We are only looking to debate individuals from America, so we're going to go to get that next guest. I really hope this next guest loads in. Their profile picture just makes them look insane. What's up, Mewy? Are you of age? How old are you? They left pretty quick. No, I really wanted to talk to Mewy. I really wanted to talk to Mewy. That's so sad. We're going to go to get that next guest, guys. Please, if you're in that queue, make sure that you're at least 18 and ready and willing to come up here and have a debate with us. Also, if you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. What's up, Jace? You support Trump?
Yeah, man. You know, I fuck with Trump, but like, you know, I don't agree with everything he does.
Yeah. Can you disconnect us from whatever Bluetooth device you're speaking to us through? Just like turn Bluetooth off on your phone. The audio quality will just be like a billion times better. You know what I mean?
Billion.
Yeah, there you go. Now all of a
I'm
sudden,
not on the street and shit, you know what I mean?
yeah, now we can just hear you more billion times better. Are you driving though?
Nah.
Word. I mean, I can hear that you're in a car. Are you like in a passenger seat?
Yeah, I'm not driving.
Okay, all right. Well, tell us why you support Trump.
Well, I'm not totally against like mass deportation, to be 100% real with you, but like I don't fuck with like the way they're doing it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like one way or another we got to get people that are illegal and like the bad people out. You know what I mean? So like,
if we got to get the bad people out, how come you put the worst in the Oval Office?
what? Oh nah, I didn't even vote. To be honest with you, like I wanted to vote for Trump, but I was late to the thing and I didn't vote for him. The main reason I wanted to vote for Trump was for RFK. I actually like I've been listening to you. I'm like, damn, this man's low key spitting some shit right now. So it's like I just kind of want to get like why you like Kamala Harris. I'm just kind of curious because to be honest, I've only been stuck on like the conservative side of things, like where I only hear good things about Trump, and I'm like, fuck, like shut the fuck up. Like
Okay.
I'm sick of hearing you guys glaze this dude.
Sure. Well, first and foremost, could you just have like the driver say hi real quick, just so I can make sure that you're in the passenger seat?
Yeah. Yo, what's up, man? You hear him?
I think that was the same person. If I was wrong, I'm sorry. If I was wrong and that wasn't the same person, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jace, if you're listening right now and that was a separate person, okay, like just know that I apologize. What's up, Mewy? You're back. How we doing?
Bro, Dean, you think I'm sexy? You said
No, I didn't say that. How old are you?
I look like a beast in my profile.
How
You
old?
think I'm cute?
How old are you?
I'm like 9, bro.
That's crazy.
Bro, this next generation's fucked, man.
Bro, this next generation's fucked, man.
Oh, they got an echo. We're gonna move on to this next guest. Like this next generation is not gonna be all right. The fuck was that, dude? What's up, Mr. Ace? You support Trump?
Oh, I'm in here and I'm shaving my mustache. That's crazy. How are y'all doing?
I'm doing all
What's up?
right. Are you MAGA?
I'm so sorry. I was listening to what y'all are saying. I'm 19. Parker, I'm the dude that you kicked because you thought I was 20, but I'm here now. You remember?
Okay, so do you support Trump?
Yes.
Oh
I
my
do.
God! Why would you ever support such a terrible president?
So I'm gonna hit you with an Uno. Why do you think that Trump is such a bad guy?
Yeah,
We'll
for
go off
sure.
that.
For sure. I could either write you a doctoral thesis, I could give you a 10-page research paper, I could give you a paragraph, or I could give you a sentence. Which one do you want here?
Let's do a 5-paragraph essay.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, I think that Donald Trump is a terrible president for a multitude of reasons. I particularly would convey these reasons split into 3 categories. These 3 categories are going to be character, domestic policy, and foreign policy. We'll start off with the first category of character. I think that his character is poor because he's an adjudicated rapist. He's a convicted 34-count felon. He's incredibly xenophobic and Islamophobic. During 2015, he advocated for a total and complete shutdown of all new Muslims coming into the country. It's also the case that he's racist. He called for the birther myth of Barack Obama, just basically telling people that Obama was born in Kenya, so because he was black, therefore they shouldn't vote for him as he's not a U.S. citizen. He also said that you could racially profile immigrants. He also called for the death penalty of the exonerated Central Park Five. And in 1973, he was held civilly liable for not renting to black people by the Justice Department of the state of New York. Okay, I also think that he's incredibly misogynistic. He's openly boasted about walking into the changing rooms of naked teenagers to look at them while they're naked. He also openly boasted doing the same thing to adult women at Miss USA. He also said that the best thing that could ever happen to a woman is pregnancy. He also has had some very odd friends in the past. He's defended Diddy, saying that he loves him. He's defended Epstein, saying he likes young girls just like him. Not to mention that another fact of his character that I don't like is his inability to tell the truth and his inability to make a distinction between what is true and what is false. For instance, he told over 30K confirmed lies during his first presidency. When he lost the 2020 election, he baby raged so hard that he's been lying about the outcome of the 2020 election ever since, as well as we had an advisor in his first administration just come out and say that he can't make a clear distinction between what's true and what's false. The most recent piece of evidence to show that he's literally delusional is the fact that the day before yesterday, he shared an article on Truth Social saying that Biden was executed in 2020 and replaced with a robotic clone. All right. So dude is a straight up incoherent, delusional, raging narcissist, racist, misogynist, friends with weird people, idiot, right? And that's like a fair summation of his character. So now moving on to the second category of domestic policy. Well, he sucks for the economy. He's going to add more debt to our country with one bill than every penny spent by Biden and Harris in the last 4 years related to non-COVID related expenditure. He sucks for inflation. That bill is going to cause inflation, and almost all Republicans in Congress right now agree. Just go check Elon Musk's Twitter feed. Not to mention Elon Musk, his right-hand man and the smartest person in the world, said that this BBB, Donald Trump's biggest accomplishment, is just an absolutely disgusting, atrocious, terrible bill. So obviously he's not an effective legislator. He's also bad for women's rights. He instructed the Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade. What's the outcome? 60 pregnant rape victims per day are now denied access to abortion, and 66 million American women and girls don't have elective access. I view every single one of those as a human rights violation. Not to mention, his plan of mass deportation places America last. It defunds our government $100 billion per year in revenue because that's what they pay in taxes. It reduces GDP growth by $300 billion per year because that's what they contribute to the GDP. And it weakens the American labor force because it's forcing millions of people out of it. And then one last thing about his domestic policy is that he's a constitutional threat. Okay, he's a maniac. He's a fascist. He fulfills all 14 characteristics, and he doesn't care about the Constitution. In 2022, he called explicitly for its termination, and then 2 weeks ago, he told an ABC News reporter that he doesn't know if he has to hold to it. I mean, what a fucking maniac, all right? And we have like real-world examples of this too. He didn't hold to the Constitution and threw our civil and electoral processes out the fucking window when he tried to steal the election from Biden in 2020. And that's not speculative. He literally admitted to it in court 3 times, all right? And now in his second administration, he violated the constitutional rights of Abrigo Garcia. It's a Supreme Court that says it's not me. He violated the constitutional rights of multiple droves of Venezuelan immigrants. In one circumstance, a judge ordered him to turn planes around with Venezuelan immigrants on them because he didn't give them due process. Donald Trump didn't listen to the judge. In another circumstance, he tried to deport a group of Venezuelan immigrants in northern Texas under the Alien Enemies Act. SCOTUS ruled that he didn't give them due process, so he couldn't enact the bill. And once again, the summation of this all is just to go to show that he doesn't care about human rights, he doesn't care about the American Constitution, and he is just a fucking embarrassment of a quote-unquote patriot, right? Now, onto the third category about his foreign policy. He fucking sucks for Ukraine. He's fallen victim to all of Putin's propaganda. No wonder we have leaked Kremlin documents where Putin calls him easy to manipulate. No wonder we have leaked Kremlin documents where Putin's like, I'm so happy that my propaganda trying to convince Americans that they're giving too much money to Ukraine is working. And it did work when Donald Trump defunded all humanitarian aid to them, and he said that he could get that war done in 24 hours. Well, guess what? Zelensky agreed to 5 ceasefire agreements, then Putin threw every single one out of the fucking window, then went for the rest of their country when they're in a weakened state because we stopped giving them humanitarian aid. What a fucking disaster about foreign policy. And don't even get me started on Israel. Dude said explicitly that he wants to go into the Gaza Strip. He wants to expel the 1.3 million Palestinians living there, forcefully giving them no right to return. That can be defined as ethnic cleansing according to the definition provided to us by Oxford Language. So this dude literally wants to ethnically cleanse Palestine with US money, with US troops. And then guess what? The cherry on top is once he does ethnically cleanse the Palestinians, he wants to level the Gaza Strip, steal their land, build a Riviera, and then gift it to Benjamin Netanyahu, who has 2 arrest warrants out for himself at the hand of the ICJ. So, oh my God, what just a loser. He has no clue what he's doing. And just one last word here. I gave you my reasons why his character sucks. I gave you my reasons why his domestic policy sucks. And I gave you my reasons why his foreign policy sucks. And you won't be able to refute a single one of the points I made, because if I were to ask you to give me a single clip of Donald Trump speaking intelligently about anything in the last 50 years, you wouldn't be able to give me a single fucking clip. There's not a single time he stood in front of a podium and spoken into a mic about any goddamn policy and sounded half as coherent as my family fucking dog, right? So that's the cherry on top. But anyways, that's why I don't like Trump.
Holy shit, dude. How fucking somebody time that? That was like, Dean, that was literally you yapping for like 15 minutes. Okay, that was not 15. That was not 15. That was like 7 to 10 minutes.
I got a lot of reasons why I don't like Trump.
You should post that as a YouTube video. The longest yap of all time. The longest Dean. I think that was the longest Dean yap. I
got a lot of reasons why I don't like the guy. So, Mr. Ace, you asked me for a 5 paragraph essay on why I don't like Trump. I hope I delivered.
I should have asked for like a 2-sentence, but you know, it was like, let's start off.
Yeah, Ace, how the fuck do you respond to that?
I just got to break it down in my mind. So, I don't want to, me personally, I do not want to debate the grape thing about, I listened to your live yesterday. It just, you kept on going back. What was the dude's name? It was the dude that Parker tried to debate. That you didn't like, that said he was cooking you.
Tortilla.
Wait, what?
I think his name was Torta. That was his name.
Yeah, Torta, I don't know. Either one. So, reason why I support him, he's a businessman, as we know, right? And everybody says the economy isn't the greatest right now. Stocks went up very much so when he first got into office. I will admit. Bitcoin has gone up, but it's not the highest it can be. If you look at everything, and if I'm correct when I say this, if you want a businessman in office, the economy will be so much more better than it is with someone that's not a business person. So Kamala Harris, not a business.
Kamala. I have a question. Can you name one good businessman with 6 bankruptcies?
Do you have $5 billion?
I have a question. Do you have $400 billion? No, but you know
Because
who does?
Elon Musk thinks his
Elon Musk.
policy is horrible. He thinks it's dog shit.
Yeah. How about we read a quote from Elon Musk posted on Twitter today about Donald Trump's biggest accomplishment yet, the big, beautiful bill. So, in fact, Elon Musk called the big, beautiful bill a disgusting abomination. So, I just want to ask you a quick question. If Donald Trump is as good of a businessman as you paint him to be, how come his economic policy, which should be driven by his gallant business experience, is being called a disgusting abomination by the richest man alive, who definitely doesn't have a bias against Donald Trump because he's literally his right-hand man?
Good point. What you said earlier, the 5-paragraph essay, that kind of scrambled my brain, so I'm trying to, debate. But, Dean?
Are you liberal yet, bro?
No, I'm not, and I'll never be. But
What do you mean you'll never be? Are you saying you're always going to be a cult member?
I'm not. It's not a cult. I'm respectful.
If you will always be that way, no matter what, that's a cult.
No, because crime went up by 6% during 2020 during Biden's inauguration.
2020?
It went up by.
Who was president in 2020?
Huh?
Who's president in 2020?
Was it not Biden?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Biden. I'm not going to call you dumb, but it wasn't Biden. It was Trump.
No, I have to be the dumbest person because. No.
Please feel free. Go on Google. Type in Biden's inauguration.
Sorry.
It'll say January 21st or 22nd, 2021.
Biden's inauguration.
Dude, I kind of feel bad for this guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Why do you turn your camera on?
I feel bad.
Why did you turn your camera on, bro?
Bro, I feel bad. Bro.
I was gonna raise my hand, and kept going. I raised my hand, so I started eating my burger, and then I ate my burger. Okay, back to what I was saying. I think.
What is the likelihood that someone from this live or sees this on their YouTube sees you in real life after this? What is the likelihood, Dean? What do you think it is?
Yeah, relatively low.
You think so?
I mean, 11,000 people, 500 million people in the United States.
Yeah, it's real.
Well, I mean, there'll be clips. There'll be YouTube videos.
I don't know. But anyways, go back to what I was saying. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time. My brain scrambled. I came up here. I respect you guys' opinion. I respect everything. But I support Trump. But
I mean, I will happily give you the mic to make an argument if you'd like to.
Okay, you just gotta give me a second.
Can you give us the longest rant of why you support Donald Trump?
How about this? While you're thinking about something, while you're loading up, I gotta thank Natalie for the $100 donation over on Venmo. Let's get 1,000 Natalie W's down below. Natalie says, "Pop off, sir." That was like listening to slam poetry if I enjoyed slam poetry. That's great. Thank you for the love, Natalie. I don't know. He asked for an essay. I gave him an essay. I appreciate you for the $100 donation, y'all. Let's show some goddamn love to Natalie down below in that chat. That is crazy. I'd also like to thank Lizzie for the $10 on Venmo saying absolutely cooked. I appreciate you, Lindsay, as well as Abby for the $65 donation on Venmo. Abby says, "You rock." Enough said. Abby, I love you. Thank you for the $65 donation. That is so much goddamn money. I do not deserve this at all. Seriously, Natalie and Abby, you guys are the best people ever, guys. Thank you so much for your love. Everybody, please show some love to them down below in that chat. I would also like to thank Roger for the $10 and Jonathan with a 5. Thank you both so very much. But yeah, man, take it away.
So, I like Trump.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, go ahead. Give us the longest rant you can to support him.
Okay, so back in 2016 when he ran first time, against Hillary Clinton. Everybody knows the common misconceptions of what happened. But how do you feel? No. Let's talk about 2016 election. Prime Hillary
This
Clinton.
motherfucker's cracking me up. You're cracking me up, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Prime Hillary Clinton. How do you feel about the Russian documents? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, the Russian documents are more so what was proven by the Mueller report is that people on Trump's administration, as well as his personal advisor Rudy Giuliani, did collude with Russia to push propaganda in the American media, help Trump get elected. Okay, right? That was proved. So, I mean, if anything, this should give you reason to not like Trump. But I mean, like, hopefully, the reason why you support Trump today isn't because of Hillary Clinton, right?
No, I was I'm 19 now. How old was I back in 26? 5, 9. I was 10.
Very nice.
Good for you.
So why do you support Trump right now? Today, when you think of Donald Trump, the first thing that comes to your head is awe-inspiring gallery king. I mean, president, not king. Sorry, Freudian slip, right? Like, what do you think drives that feeling of yours in that heart and brain? Why do you like Trump right now? Right now, today.
Military
Oh, wait, one second. I'm so sorry. Sarah just donated me $5 on Venmo. Sarah said, I will donate you $100 if MAGA can give a real policy or reason. Bro, okay. Sarah just said she would donate me $100 if you can name one of Trump's policies.
Bro, please. We're going to get you.
Come on.
Name one Trump policy.
Come on, Mr. Ace, please.
I'm not a pro debater. I never claimed to be.
Dude, just like
one policy, bro.
One Trump policy, please.
I never claimed to be a fighter.
Dude, are you quoting Bryce Hall?
Okay,
right now?
Bryce Hall.
Come on, bro.
Oh, no.
Sarah just said she'd donate me $100 if you can name one Trump policy, bro. One, just one.
Don't me. So I would immigration.
That's a word.
No,
what about an immigration policy?
Give us a specific policy. Come on. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. You know that 5-page essay.
Oh jeez.
Bro, you're
fucked, dude. That's
dude.
unfortunate.
Oh man, I could have made the big bucks today, dude. I could have been
I know
swimming
something,
in it.
but I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, buddy. All right.
Naomi,
Yo.
think of the $5, and Haley, you think of the $10. Thank you so much. I really
Ace,
appreciate it.
Mr. Ace, I'm gonna
Haley.
move on, bro. Listen, I know that you said you're never gonna stop supporting Trump. You should. All right. You seem like a decent dude. I just think that you need to get a decent head on your shoulders too. And just seek truth, leave the GOP, become base, become progressive. Right. It's a new hot thing. It's in. It'll make you better. To make you better for the world. It'll make the world better for you. So you know what I mean. I'm going to move on to the next guest. What is going on, Audrey? How old are you?
I'm 19.
Yeah, do you support Trump, Audrey? You have a tone
I
in your
do.
voice that says that you do.
I do.
How do I know? Like, I don't know. There's just like certain like tone of voice that when I hear it, I'm like, yeah, they support Trump.
I think it's just whether or not they're trolling or not, because people who are trolling have a ton of voice.
Yeah, Audrey. Do you support Trump because you're Christian and pro-life?
No, I'm not religious.
Oh, okay. All right. I tried to.
And I'm pro-choice.
Swing and a miss. Okay, we'll get there. That's crazy. But take it away. Why do you support Trump? Immigration?
No.
Wow. Okay. I'll let you tell us why. I'm sorry. Take it away.
My biggest thing that I support Trump for is I am a female athlete, and women's sports need to be protected.
Okay, so like you want to protect women?
Protect women's sports.
So just women's sports. You don't care about protecting women.
I do care about protecting women, but the topic I want to talk about specifically now is keeping women's sports women.
Not protecting women.
Yeah, I just have an idea. So I mean, like,
I do agree that I want to protect women. The topic I want to talk about right now is keeping women's sports women.
So let me offer you an idea here. So you told us that you're pro-choice. So like obviously you're gonna agree that like there's no good reason to, and I promise this is relevant. So obviously you could agree that there's no reason to infringe upon like a woman or girl's access to abortion, right? Like you think that they should have that access. Therefore, there's no good reason to deny them that access, right?
I just don't. I believe that the U.S. is just very broad, state to state. You can't just find like state to state. It's also very different cultures and very different. So I don't I don't disagree with his ideas like about bringing it back to the states. I do support, yes, abortion, like having access to it there are like medical reasons like where the woman where the mother's life needs to be saved, and the baby who's 4 weeks in utero should not be put over the priority of the female, of the woman, of the mother. So I do understand that there are reasons and reasons of like rape, like
Oh, but
the
like in
traumatic
the 97% of abortions that are elective, like you think that's wrong. So you're actually not pro-choice, you're pro-life.
No, I know that there are women that need like an
So
abortion.
for like the 90%, for the 97% of abortions that are elective, meaning that a woman just wants an abortion, right? There's no medical necessity. She wasn't a victim of rape, etc. Like, do you think that they should have legal access? They should be able to choose?
I honestly do believe that women have their reasons. I personally would not, but I understand that women have their reasons for getting them. It could
Okay.
mess up a woman's life like a lot.
Great. So
legally, they should be able
legally
to.
they should be able to. So this is my point. So then you agree that there's no good reason to stop a woman from getting an abortion, because at the end of the day, you still agree that they should be legally allowed to. Could I just get a yes or no to this question?
I'm still like iffy on like can I hear what you're trying to say before you catch me in like something where you're gonna
I'm not going to catch you on something. I'm just asking you, like, because you're pro-choice, you think women should have legal access, that there's like not good reason to stop a woman from legally
support
accessing it.
Trump bringing it back to the states.
Okay, well, I mean,
Giving it to the states.
so if you're pro-choice and you like actually you're still not answering my question. Is there or is there not good reason to restrict a woman's access to elective abortions?
Some of them, yes. Some women use it as a birth control.
Okay, what does that mean?
Meaning instead of keeping themselves from getting pregnant in the first place, they'll just get pregnant. They don't always take the proper like procedures to keep from getting pregnant in the first place, and they'll just go get abortion after abortion after abortion.
Okay, well, I mean, it sounds like you just kind of want to punish women because you've already kind of agreed that you don't really value the fetus all too much. And like in the circumstances where you don't think women should be able to access abortion, it has nothing to do with the fetus or the pregnancy.
I don't value the fetus.
Yeah, when you said that you think the individual should be able to choose if they like kill it or not. I mean, like typically, if you're okay with people choosing to kill humans, you probably don't like find those humans too morally valuable. But like in the circumstances that you don't think women should have that choice.
I said I understand why other women. I said I would never get an abortion.
Okay, all right, but like that's going to be like the extrinsic value that you would apply to a fetus in your uterus, not necessarily an intrinsic value that would exist in all fetuses and all uteruses, right? But like the point that I'm making here is that you are okay with most abortions, meaning that you don't place intrinsic value on the fetus, but you're not okay with some abortions where you think that women are abusing it. And I guess when I hear this stance, the first thing that comes to my mind is basically the idea that you're not really pro-life, you're pro-control, because you basically look at women that you deem as irresponsible, that you deem as reckless, that uphold different norms and beliefs in the context of romance, intimacy, and sex than you do, and you want to punish them for making those irresponsible, quote-unquote, reckless decisions. This is a bad position because of what it would entail for these children, all right? Because basically, under your view, if there's just a woman that is taking no precaution to prevent pregnancy, engaging in sex recklessly, and they're so irresponsible, well, why would we want to force irresponsible, reckless women to be mothers? Okay, what kind of rebounding effects is that going to have on the children? Like, also not to mention that this completely shifts the family dynamic away from financially well-off consenting adults that desire right to start a family, that want to have children, into forcing 18, 19, 20-year-old boys and girls into being moms and dads. So that's a terrible view. And then on top of that, additionally, right, I don't think that the issue in the context of a woman that does get multiple abortions is going to be the abortion. All right. It's just probably going to be a lack of education in the context of like sex. Right. And that's why I advocate for sex ed in all public schools, as well as I advocate for access to contraceptives, easy and free for everyone. Right. And I feel like that is probably what we should focus on, not just like banning their ability to access abortion. Like, think about it this way. If there's just a chain smoker who smokes their whole fucking life, right? And they develop lung cancer like 20 times, okay? And every single time they develop lung cancer, they go to the hospital and they get chemotherapy to kill the lung cancer. Well, what's going to happen? Are we going to say that we should stop giving them chemotherapy that they're paying for, that they're opting for because they're irresponsible? Or should we probably just educate more people on why smoking is bad and what it leads to prevent that from happening in the future?
I do agree that sex ed should probably be brought back to high schools. But can we go back to the topic that I brought up of keeping women sports women?
Okay, so I absolutely dismantle your position on abortion. You have nothing to say. That's sad.
Okay, but that's not the topic I wanted to talk about. The topic I wanted to talk about is keeping women's sports female.
Cool. So here's what I'll do. If you don't want to engage with that position, it is what it is. It really makes me sad because I care a lot about these things, and I just hate it when I see people hold to such terrible positions that cause harm. And then when I debunk the position and I demonstrate how it's bad, you're just like, I don't care. I'm going to continue to believe in this bad thing that causes harm.
Okay, if you want me to say, I will say that I am pro-life then. Can we get to the part of what I wanted to talk about? Because the whole point of this is a debate. If you want to, this is my biggest policy that I support of Trump's. If
You're
you want to
from Kansas, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay. What state are you from?
Where I go to school.
You go to school in Kansas?
Yes.
Yeah, well, there's no trans athletes in the state of Kansas.
Okay, it's not I wasn't going to play in Kansas until I was originally going to play in Alabama. There's no telling where I could play moving forward.
Okay.
Why should I be? Why?
Well, here's what I'll do for you. The chat wants me to let Eli up. So Eli's a trans man. Eli's incredibly educated. I'm going to go ahead and let Eli up. Eli can share their perspective and have a conversation with you, and I think that would be productive. So we're going to go to get Eli up in the space to talk to you about this topic specifically. I'd love to hear Eli's position as well. Before we hop into that, I would like to thank Kinsey here for the $10 over on Venmo for giving the longest, most coherent crash out in TikTok live history. Let's go. I appreciate you for the love, Kinsey. As well as Sarah, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo. I do really appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you, Sarah. You are awesome. Also, Jessica, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Ashley with the $5, NIR with a 3, Valeria with a 5. I appreciate you guys for the love. As well as I would love to thank Miss Carrie for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat, contributing to your well-deserved chair. I don't really know much about this stuff. Wow, no judging, just shocked. The amount of knowledge is far more than necessary in order to vote wisely. Great work. Stay safe. Thank you for the love, Carrie. That's incredibly kind of you. But anyways, Mr. Eli, take it away.
Sweet. By the way, that was an iconic crash out. Iconic. That whole yap. I wish I could have like that in a dissertation so that I could just like hand it to people, daily, so I could save my own breath. Phenomenal. Yeah. So Audrey, I understand that you are very passionate about protecting women's sports, right? And I understand that I am a trans man. I'd like to also put it out there that I'm a trans person in the military. I'm currently getting yeeted. I've been active duty for 13 years. And so I'd just like to pose that we have been deemed too weak for the military, but too strong for sports. Very, very strange. But what if I could challenge you that and prove with evidence that trans women don't have any biological or inherent advantage over their cisgender counterparts?
One, I'd like to thank you for your service. My dad did serve in the military, and so I appreciate your service. And if you can show me the facts that someone born as male and discovers that they fit better in a female body, like, I'm not saying that just trans people cannot be in this, like, I'm not transphobic. I have multiple friends that identify differently, and I don't judge them for what they've chosen. It's just, I see a biological difference, and women have been hurt in like playing games with trans women.
I would like to see evidence of that. Like I would like to review evidence, because I haven't heard of that. What I've heard being the case is cisgender women, transgender women, women of all adjectives preceding the women being harmed by men. I have seen plenty of that, but I've not heard a case in sports specifically where a trans woman was harming a cisgender woman. If anything, like, trans women are not dominating sports by any means. Trans women have been competing in sports for a while, all the way up to the Olympics, and they have gotten 0 medals. Like, they have placed not bronze, not silver, not gold, like 0 medals. Like, they've never medaled. So
Can I respond to that really quick?
Yeah, sure.
So
I'm working on pulling up your source for you, so go ahead.
Even if they haven't medaled, they've taken away opportunities for other women in their country to represent their country.
At least you said other women, because that implies that they are women. But yeah, so that boils back down to the evidence that like scientifically can be backed up, that there is no advantage, right? So let me pull. I just had this up on Parker's Live the other evening. So here is, and I don't know how you want to do this, Dean, but I have an article from Pub Medicine, and if you want, the PMID right here is 385,99680. I don't know if anybody wants to capture a screenshot of that really quick, but that way you can look it up yourself. What this specific article talks about is strength, power, and aerobic capacity of trans athletes. It's a cross-sectional study, meaning they compared it with their cisgender counterparts. When they did this, they studied things. So the tests that they included were body composition, lung function, cardiopulmonary exercise testing, strength, and lower body power. And so they also measured testosterone levels and estrogen levels of each of these folks. And what they found in each, so they list out the results, and they also list out the conclusion. When you read this, for everybody who has an interest in reading it, TW is going to be trans woman, CW is going to be cis woman, right? And same thing for TM and CM. Essentially, there is not only and not only do the trans women not have an advantage, they actually have a disadvantage to their cisgender women counterparts, meaning that the estrogen that they're on for the years that they're required to be on them before they are even allowed to play in sports makes them, unfortunately, in my opinion, weaker. Like it takes them, their bone density decreases, their lung capacity decreases, their everything, their grip strength decreases, because they even have that lower absolute hand strength and all those things. So
when did the rule of they have to be on it for a certain amount of time come into place? Because in the case of Leah Thompson, she went over in less than a year. She identified as female and competed for.
So Leah Thompson, I don't know why a lot of people that don't think that trans women should be able to compete in women's sports bring up Leah Thompson a lot, because when Leah Thompson was competing in the men's league, she broke what was it, 5 or 6 records. She was constantly placing top 3 on the top of the podium. She was a great athlete. Then when she started to compete in women's leagues, which I actually believe was 2 to 3 years after she started HRT, not 1, she no longer was a record setter. She no longer placed as she did when she was competing in men's league, and performed significantly worse compared to her counterparts in the sports in the women's league compared to the men's league.
I've seen the story of one of Leah Thompson's teammates, the school that one of the.
We mean Leah Thomas, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
I was about to say it's not Thompson, it's
Sorry.
Leah Thomas.
Leah Thomas.
I
And I was
apologize
about
for getting
to-
your last name wrong.
And I'm just fact checking right now because, I'm just going to make sure that that's correct information as well. But go ahead.
The story I saw was the school that Leah Thomas attended. Their men's and women's swim team all trained together, all went to competitions together. They had the same coach. They always did meetings together until one day they called in the men's team first, which was weird because they always had meetings together. Then they talked to the men's. The women's were waiting outside, and then the women come in and they see Leah Thomas at the front with their coach, and the coach says, Leah Thomas, I don't know what name she went by before.
Doesn't matter.
She did go with her original name until she decided on a name, so that is the name that was used in that case.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
we wouldn't call her that now anyways, because it's irrelevant.
Can you
But,
respond to the facts I just gave you? I guess what's the point of what you're saying?
Are these same rules being applied to high school students? That is something I do want to know.
Well, before, I just want to clarify, would you agree that you'd be okay with trans women competing in women's sports given that they don't possess an unfair biological advantage due to the fact that they're male?
I want to read that article until I will go and read that article after this.
No, I'm basically
I
saying
will-
if what the article is saying is fact and trans women do not possess an unfair biological advantage over cis women, then would you be okay with trans women competing in women's sports? It's a hypothetical question. It's basically saying
I still
if this
don't
is
think
true,
so.
then okay, all right. So then a
Because
conversation about like the data in which Eli is giving to you, representing the idea that trans women don't possess an unfair biological advantage, isn't
believe-
going to be necessary to our debate, given the fact that you think even if they don't, they still shouldn't be able to compete.
believe that trans should have their own section of sports.
We're trans people. We're not just
people,
we're not just like trans. If you don't mind, like I'm a human. You wouldn't look at me and go, oh, there's a trans. Like you'd be like, oh, there's like a trans person or a trans guy.
I
Or,
apologize for that.
no, it's okay. It's a common thing, and so it's just it's bringing the humanizing factor back to people.
I apologize
So
for that.
I guess I'm just like curious about your view. Like, I like typically when we segregate people from other people, we do it with reason. So it's like, what would the reason be for like a trans specific league?
Because there will always be some biological difference in them, whether they are trans or cis. It
Well, I mean, if
doesn't
those
matter.
biological differences don't make them like more competitive or better at a given sport, like why would you say that those biological differences would justify like segregation? Like, I mean, there's
Why?
like biological
Because
differences between like cis
we
women
have-
too, like the color.
we have
of
a separate women's
hair,
and men's league,
what's
and
that?
that's not segregation.
Well,
Why would this be considered?
Actually, it is. Actually, it is.
Well,
You should look up the history behind why women's and men's bathrooms were separated to begin with. It's rooted in misogyny. So yes, it is.
Well, I'm like one could argue that like it's valid segregation though, like in some circumstances, like due to like biological like advantages that would like justify like this like segregating it, right? However, if the reason for segregation in this circumstance would be like a difference in like the typical biology, in which would make like males more competitive at a given sport compared to females, right? Well, then yeah, like okay, like we could say like okay, well let's create a men's league and a women's league for sure, but like maybe as it relates to like trans women, if the given reason for segregation is like a biological edge in which would lead to an individual being more competitive, and a trans woman doesn't possess this, like why would we still say that they should be segregated? Like that's the question: is what is the reason for segregation under your view? And I'm just asking questions about what you believe.
Okay, what I want to know from that article that was pulled up, are they looking at men and women who, I apologize, trans women and cis women that train the same, or is it just regular trans and cis women going on a day-to-day, they just have
Yeah, these are athletes. They're not just they're like specifically looking at athletes. And also because I've been holding on to this point and I don't want it to go away, I did fact check. Leah Thomas started HRT in 2019, was forced to continue competing in men's sports up until she did not start to compete in women's sports until 2021.
Right.
So she was on it for HRT for years, before like 2 years, I think, before, and that's usually the minimum. Sometimes until because they'll go undergo hormone testing and certain like strength testing and stuff like that before they're like they're not going to intentionally throw. It's same things that you would see cisgender people doing when they do like weight checking and all that kind of stuff to make sure they're in the right.
So I'm just still really confused on your point, all right? Like where we're at once again is the idea that you think that trans individuals should have a trans-specific league, even if they don't possess an unfair biological advantage over a men and men's league or women's and women's league. So like, I guess what would be the reason for like creating like a trans-specific league once again?
if they have a disadvantage, then they need their own league too then.
Okay. So if they're at a disadvantage or an advantage, they need to be segregated. So if they're not at an advantage or disadvantage, would you be okay with them competing in women's sports?
Honestly, if it can be proven that there's zero, like they are the exact same as a true born woman, yes, then they can compete together.
That was, you said you're not transphobic. And that sentence that you just said was transphobic, just so you know.
Wow.
True born woman.
Okay.
Oh, the whole chat saying kick.
Yeah, well, she left.
I was trying to be I was trying to be authentic. Listen, for real, I appreciate you having me up. Right now, we are the center of conversation. We're being unalived like left and right. We're facing such discrimination. And if you feel like we're all over the place in news and stuff, it's because we're being spoken about. I wish that we weren't. But every chance that we get to dismantle this information, it literally helps us so much. So thank you for letting me come up and speak on that. And if you'd like, I can post that link in your Discord.
Yeah, for sure, go for it. I think like I just like the biggest issue with the right now is like they're instead of being focused on how they can make life better for the average American, they're just focused on how they could make life worse for a very small disparaged minority of Americans, right? And I mean, you know, we're starting to see Democrats all over like win races, such as like the governor of I think it was Kentucky. It may not have been Kentucky. I forget the state. This Democrat ran for the governor on the agenda of, well, my opponent is focused on who's using the potties. Meanwhile, I'm focused on, you know, fixing the potholes, right? And I mean, I think that, you know, Democrats are going to start coming out swinging, winning these elections. Holy shit. Yo, W Christian.
Yo.
To Eli.
Oh, my ears.
Give us a second, LTTL.
I never know how to respond to this fucking hell.
W Christian in the chat, everyone. W Christian.
Christian, man, can you leave a comment so I can follow you? So I can thank you. I don't even know if I can, or like somebody dropped his @ or something. Dude, that was so nice of you. Thank you.
W for Christian.
W's for Christian. Christian. Hey, well, Eli, you deserve it 110%. If you want, I could even personally send you Christian's @ he's an incredibly supportive fella. And Eli, as always, I appreciate you for joining, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time.
Christian's also the account that just joined in.
Okay, yeah, I would really appreciate that. I definitely want to be able to personally thank them. And there's a few people asking if they can ask me questions. Just send me a DM. I'm gonna try to start, instead of just individually responding to people, I'm gonna try to start like posting videos and talking about questions that people have. So like, feel free, and eventually like I'll get around to your question. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. Somebody just said, Eli, stay up. Let's let Dean do his thing, y'all. But I do appreciate you so much, and for everybody gifting. Thank you. It's good to talk to you both. Keep doing what you're doing.
Good seeing you.
Eli, you were awesome, and I hope that you have a phenomenal rest of your day, man.
Goodbye, Eli.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Appreciate you.
Yo, let's get some W fucking Eli's down below in that chat. Literally right the hell now. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Let's show some love to Eli down below. And what's going on, ELTTL? Are you MAGA?
Yes. What's going on?
All right, bro. Why do you support like one of the worst presidents to ever serve?
I don't think he's the worst president or one of the worst. I think he's doing all right job. I think he could do better.
Really? I mean, well, Elon Musk says he's doing a fucking abhorrent job, right? How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Do you like Elon?
Do I like Elon? No, I think he's super smart, but I also think I think I like Elon. I think I like Elon.
Okay, so you like Elon. You think he's super smart. Was it super smart? And did you like it when he said that what's called Donald Trump's bill, the big beautiful bill, was a horrible, disgusting bill?
A disgusting abomination, to be specific.
Okay, fair enough. Parker, do you hate everyone that disagrees with you, Parker? Because you and Dean disagreed before about like
yes,
the gun laws.
I hate Dean. Yes.
Okay, so fair enough. So if we're just gonna say like you disagree with one thing and you hate him, I mean that's just pretty crazy, Parker.
Dude, I was
do have a problem
obviously
with you.
trolling. I'm obviously trolling, bro. Engage genuinely.
Now you're trolling. Okay,
Bro,
right.
of course
I
I was
much.
trolling. That was like the most satirical, hyperbolic troll comment ever. Like I'm afraid that it wasn't hard to discern that.
No. I don't know what he's trolling about. Either way, I am just ashamed of you, Dean. I think you're very hypocritical. Holy smokes! I think you're very I don't think you can speak on a lot of the stuff you speak on. I
Can't
think
win
you're
'em
very
all.
well, no, I think you grew up in a very nice house, very nice family, and you speak on a lot of things that are very like
How could you know shit about me, bro? How could you know anything about the way I grew up? Let's be real.
Did you grow up in Colorado? I think we went to school together.
I did grow up in Colorado.
Yeah, Boulder. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not gonna throw
We went to
like
school
information
together
out
at
there.
Boulder.
Not Boulder. I'm not gonna speak on that
No, no, you should
unless
speak
you're okay
on
with
that.
that.
You should. What school do we go to?
I'm not gonna say it for my own sake because I don't need to be um
Okay, okay.
thrown
What
out
about this?
there.
What grade level?
What grade level?
Yeah.
It was early.
Oh, so
I
so
think
it was like under high school?
no. It
No,
was in high
it was in
school.
high school. Okay, what is the first letter of the name of my high school without going to Google?
Without going to Google,
Yeah, what is the first letter of the name of the high school I guess we went to?
H.
No, it was G. Okay, so we didn't go to school together. I don't know why you lie about that.
Okay. Okay. We
That,
did
that,
it,
that was
but
that was
either
really
way,
that was really weird to
Yeah,
lie
why
about.
did you just lie about that?
no. I thought we did. I went cyber school, but I thought we did.
What?
Okay, what a weird thing to lie about. Okay, so we were okay. I guess before you lied about this really weird thing that I have no clue why you would lie about. You were telling me about how I grew up in a nice family. Okay, so you don't know
Yeah, you
anything
did.
about the way that I grew
Yeah.
up.
No, I definitely do.
What
The
do you know?
house you grew up
What
in
do,
is
what
worth $750,000
what do you know about the way that I grew up?
I knew. I know
You
had
know,
a
for a lot of my childhood, I didn't even have a house. Wow, that's crazy, right?
What is this
I
guy
don't believe that to be
saying?
true.
Oh, I know, because it has to fit your narrative. It has to fit your
No, it
narrative,
doesn't have. It doesn't
right?
have to fit my narrative.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
you can't possibly believe me talking about my own upbringing. You can't believe
It's like
that.
so weird. Like, why would you do that,
Yeah.
bro?
Parker, stop it. I already owned you, Parker. You're on the back
Well,
burner.
I guess I'll tell you a little
Go
bit
What did you
about.
own me
I
on?
guess I'll tell you a little bit about the incredibly class privileged way I grew up. So for a lot of my
Okay.
childhood, my mother was homeless because she was addicted to DRUGS. Right, and every other week I was with her. There was a lot of my childhood where we would just couch surf our friends' houses, as well as I even started working at 15 just to help her pay the bills. But inevitably, the work that I did wasn't enough, and we lost the house. Right, and then eventually, closer to high school, she gave up custody, and I lived with my dad because she, was homeless for an extended period of time. But I mean, you definitely don't know anything about the way I grew up, right?
No, I know you grew up at least in high school in a very nice household.
Right. So you're
You
just gonna
didn't go
ignore
to the
everything
same
I
high
just
school
said.
as him.
Right, and then even if I was in a nice house in high school, how would this make me hypocritical?
Just because I don't think you could be speaking on some of the stuff you
Like
speak
what? Like
about.
what? Like what should
Yeah,
I be able
like
to
wait,
speak about?
what?
Make it make
Yeah,
sense to
like
me.
what?
What points shouldn't I not be able to speak about?
Speaking for the lower class of America, I don't think you could
What
speak on that.
you mean like wanting policy that benefits people?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's
What the
absolutely right. I
fuck?
mean,
Wait.
you
I
get
just
thousands
wait, 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 wait,
thousands
wait,
of
wait, wait,
dollars
wait, wait,
each
wait.
stream.
Wait, I literally just told you that for some of my childhood, I grew up homeless.
Very little of your childhood,
What the
Dean.
fuck do you?
Come
No,
on
no, no,
now.
no, 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 no. What do you mean I can't
Very,
speak?
very
What do
little.
you think I can't speak from a perspective of knowing what it's like to live off of family friends from my church, dropping by the front door of the house that my mother had before she lost it, and giving us groceries for free because she didn't have enough money to pay for it on her own. What the fuck? What the fuck? What can you possibly know about that, you freak? Yeah, I mean, have you ever had that experience? Have you ever had to have family friends from church drop off fucking grocery bags because your parents couldn't pay for their groceries on their own to feed you? That you had
Yeah,
to
I
rely
have.
on family friends from church to put food in your stomach? Have you ever had to experience that?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have had to experience that. So, from another
Yeah.
person that's had to experience that, you obviously know the implications that would have insofar as what it's like to grow up experiencing that. So, why would you ever turn around to somebody else that also had experienced that and call them a bold-faced liar? Right? Yeah,
Well,
yeah, you were trying to run
I
this
guess I'm
argument
just
that I'm
saying.
somehow hypocritical. I don't think that you look too good right now, silly goose.
You also did you grow up rich?
I did not grow up rich.
So then
no,
you
not at all.
can't vote for taxes that mostly benefit rich people, right? Because right?
What do you,
According to your
well, I
reasoning.
don't vote. The House and the Senate does. I don't vote on the tax bill
But you
itself.
voted for Donald Trump, who advocates for that.
Well, yeah, I voted for Donald Trump. Yeah.
Also, you think
Yeah,
that
but I
so
didn't
like,
vote for the tax.
So
bill
also, I just want to
itself.
clarify that you think that like middle class Americans can't advocate for low class Americans.
No, I think it's a lot of a money grip for you, Dean.
Oh, you
I
just
think
think I'm
What?
here to make money.
I
Yeah,
think so.
dude.
I
Yeah,
truthfully do.
we're just grifting.
Yeah, well,
dude.
I guess
Seriously, dude.
now's a great time to thank Paul for the $20 donation on YouTube Super Chat. Here's some money to help you to be rich so you're allowed to have opinions about rich people. Yo, let's go. $1 at a time. Let's go, Paul. And Cheese with a $100 donation on YouTube Super Chat as well. Cheese, I just read your message. You're so incredibly kind. I love you. I'm not going to read it out loud because I don't want this like absolute a-hole to like try to take advantage of anything that you said. But Cheese, just know that I read that. I love you. Thank you for the $100 donation, Cheese. Everybody, please show some love to Paul and Cheese down below in that chat, y'all. Show some love to Paul and Cheese down below in that chat. You know, just doing it for the money grab. Gimme. Appreciate that, Paul and Cheese. You guys are awesome. As well as Parker with the $10 over on Venmo. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
you so much for that
You're
love. There's
welcome,
another
bro.
Parker. As well as Tristan with the $10 over on PayPal. Shout out Tristan, Paul, Parker, Cheese for the $100, as well as Satan. Thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat for grifting so much. Oh man, am I grifting right now? Can you thank the donors, please?
Kai said thank you to people as well. Dakota, thank you for the $10. Thank you. And Sid with the $45. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Commutative W's for Sid in the comment section. Yeah, that is so crazy. Sid.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
So, like-
Louise, thank you so much for the $20. And then Media, thank you so much for the $7. And then Luna, thank you for the $5. Thank you.
Yeah, so do you think that I'm like money grabbing right
Happy
now?
birthday.
Am I money grabbing right now,
Well,
LT?
I can't even talk. So
Now you can.
stop asking me questions. Okay, thank you.
You called us grifters, so.
I didn't call you grifter. I
Yeah, you
called
did.
money grabbers.
That's okay.
Parker,
so
are
then-
you listening? What the hell are you doing, dude?
That's
Come on,
essentially
get
what
your
you're
head
saying.
in the game.
Well, okay, how are we? What do you mean by money grabber?
Can you say money grabber, Parker?
What? I said, what do you mean
Say-
by money grabber?
Good boy. Thank you. Basically, what I mean.
This guy, bro.
Yeah, I got your ass, Parker.
Can you keep speaking? Can you keep speaking?
I can, Parker.
Oh, what
give
a
me-
good boy. I had to get you back.
Bro, okay, all right. Why are you so upset, bro? Come on.
No, I'm not upset.
Yeah, you
Honestly,
came up
Dean,
here to call me a money grabber, and then you just called Parker a good boy. What's going on? Are
Yeah,
you
can,
okay?
can you tell us what you mean by money grabber?
Yeah, is your butt feeling a little hurt?
Yeah. No, definitely not. I'm happy for you. I think it's dope. That
Sophia,
you
thank you for the
but-
$10 on Venmo. Thank you for the money, Sophia. Money.
asked what you mean.
Thank you, Sophia, for the money.
Oh, Mr. Krabs.
Can I speak?
Yeah, after I just
I-
say if you're watching the stream and you enjoy it, feel free to support me with your money by the Venmo and the PayPal and the link tree in my bio. I really appreciate you guys so much for the love. But go ahead, man.
Dean, you know what I think you should do?
What?
Dean is definitely
Parker,
Mr.
here
Krabs.
you go again. Dude, you're
Okay,
you're brutal.
Land the fucking plane. Come on,
Well, I'm trying.
go.
Keep
I
trying
think
harder.
you should do this. Oh, yo, he's running a yapathon over here. Jeez. All right, Mr. Parker, please be quiet. Thank you. So, anyways, what I was saying is, Dean, I think you should host a charity stream
Yeah.
where all your money goes to a charity of your kind. Have you done that yet?
Yeah, I have.
You may have. I don't know.
I have.
Dope. What charity did you send it to?
Yeah, for sure. I forget the particular name of the charity, but the charity was to benefit actionable movements to support Black individuals in America. Particularly, I think they
that's
had
awesome.
headquarters in New York and Boston. I forget the name of the charity.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's dope. Okay, I never knew that.
So why do you think
when
I'm
was
a
that,
money
if you don't mind
grabber?
me asking? I don't know. I think you're changing my opinion. I think.
Okay, so but I'm
my opinion-
asking you why you hold to the original opinion that I'm a grifter.
Well, why do I hold it to the original opinion, and why did I come up with that opinion? I think a lot of your. Let me think of how I want to word this.
Okay, while you're thinking how to word that, Confetti, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. I really appreciate you for the love, Confetti. Everybody show some love to Confetti down below in that comment section. I'd also like to thank Kinsey for the $10 over on Venmo for the charity of Chef Boyardee, and then Kylan with the $15 on PayPal for the grift. Let's go. As well as Megan, Nora, and Evie for the $5, all for the grifting fee. I appreciate you guys so much for the love. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the best ever. Thank you for supporting the grift. Huge shout out to everybody supporting the grift. You guys are awesome. As well as Emily with the $20 over on PayPal for the grift. Let's go, Emily. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Mindy.
How's it
from the
going?
Galaxy. So, have you
No problem.
have you collected your thoughts insofar as why you think I'm a grifter?
Yeah.
Nico, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much for I
Oh,
don't want the guest to
Parker,
speak.
jeez.
Traceless, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much for he's just jealous he doesn't have people giving him money like this.
Have you collected your thoughts, man? Because I have like two people I could thank, but I
Well,
don't want to interrupt you. Because like right now, I could thank Donna
No,
for the
go ahead.
$25 and Laura for the 10, and thank them so much for supporting the grift. Thank you, Donna and Laura. I really appreciate you guys. But I just wanted to hold that off until you were done, so I didn't interrupt you.
Laura,
Oh, okay.
thank you for the $50
Very
on
well.
PayPal.
Parker,
Thank you so much, Laura, for the $50.
Okay,
Thank you so
okay,
much.
okay.
Laura said, "Why did I come up with that opinion?
All
Thanks
right.
for making
All right,
them
Parker,
think."
Parker, could you please show some civility here? That's
Yes,
very
I will be.
urgent.
I will be incredibly patient. Don't
All
worry.
right, all right, dude, speak LTTL.
Parker, I will cook you in the debate. Just
No,
you
you
and me,
won't.
Parker.
No, you won't.
You will be cooked, boy.
You want to do it right now after this?
Yeah, bro, just oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
give us a position or I'm gonna kick you. This is annoying and boring. You're boring me, okay?
I'm not boring.
Yeah, do you know when
You're
you
getting
came
the
in
most
here, there's a
donations you've gotten all night.
Do you know when you came in here, there's 11,000 people in here. Now there's 10.6. You have sufficiently bored 400 people to leave. Okay, so
No, I
either
have
run the
not.
argument.
Absolutely
all right,
not.
all right. Give
That's
me the argument that I'm a grifter,
Everyone leave.
or I'm just gonna like kick you and
Okay.
move on.
I think some of your points. I think your past overweighs your present, Dean.
Really? What
I
about it?
think I think the thing with the Unfuck America tour really showed your true colors until you got caught.
Really? What true colors did
Um,
it show?
I mean, you didn't have an opinion on it until it came public.
Well, that's not true.
No, that is true. There's 100. You didn't speak on it, and you said you would look into it, and you still went on the tour after you knew something was going on, and then it became public.
Oh, are
And
you
then
talking
had
about the
to-
DMs that I received? About like the organizer of the tour, like defrauding prior
Yeah,
employees? Oh, obviously, bro.
Yes, correct.
See, the issue here is that you're not up to speed, dude. See, if you knew your shit, if you were up to speed, if you were listening and involved in the conversations about the tour that unfolded at this point like a month ago, right? Then you would know that I actually did follow up with the organizers of the tour, particularly one of these right-hand people that worked with her on the UFA, as well as at Soul Strategies. I presented them the DMs and I asked them to explain them, and basically they either justified the screenshots in which were sent and demonstrated that she had not defrauded prior employees and sufficiently convinced me. And I'd also like to point this out, that if I was a money-hungry grifter, well, I got paid to go on that first stop of the UFA, and I was an employee of Z's. So if I truly thought that she defrauded prior employees and all I cared about was getting paid, why would I go on the tour thinking that I might not get paid because my employer was a fraudster? Boom! Do you see how the narrative that
'cause-
Dean's a grifter actually contradicts and does not coincide? That Dean knew Z had defrauded prior employees before Dean went on the tour and got paid by Z to do so? Wow!
Well, Dean, you're
look
white.
at that.
They were defrauding black women. I mean,
No.
that was-
Now you're confusing.
Dean, you're
now
a
you're
white
confusing the
male.
bad things that Z did, right? So the bad thing that
she-
you're referring to that Z did, well, it wasn't defrauding black women. It was defrauding prior canvassers and employees. That was the allegation, right?
Well, there's a lot of allegations, I guess.
Right. So
She-
that allegation didn't intertwine with her using microaggressions against black women on TikTok Live. So what you're
Yeah,
doing
that's-
is you're
that's
just
what
like
I was speaking on.
distorting reality and you're perpetuating a false narrative, right?
No, I was speaking on the
Right, but honestly, if you want to know
microaggressions.
anything about the UFA tour, I would highly implore you to join my Discord, and you'll see that I gave a statement on nearly everything. I have a question. You support Trump, though, right?
Yes, I do.
So
Thank
how
you.
are microaggressions enough for you not to support Z, but Donald Trump explicitly telling people that Obama was born in fucking Kenya and therefore they shouldn't vote for him because he was a black man isn't enough for you to stop supporting Trump?
And where was he born?
Where was he born? In Hawaii.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Was
I'm
that a
sorry?
response?
Yeah. Do you want to clarify
No.
that for me?
No, I'm asking. I didn't hear you cut out there.
He was born in Hawaii.
okay.
So explain that to me, how microaggressions are enough for
Oh,
you not
that's
to
dope.
support Z, but him explicitly, basically saying that a black man shouldn't be able to have this job because he's black isn't enough for you not to support Trump.
I don't think this is a fair comparison. I mean, I just don't think so. I think
Yeah, it's a microaggression compared to a macroaggression.
micro, macro. Okay.
Yeah, see how you're just lost in the sauce? You have no clue what to say? And I think it's pretty fair to compare like racism to racism, buddy.
I think this guest is grifting right now.
Yeah, I think you are grifting. Do you have a response, or should I listen to the 10.5 thousand people tuning into the live stream and kick your ass?
He's grifting for attention. That's what he's doing.
Are you grifting for attention?
Yeah, I definitely want attention on
Obviously,
with 0
obviously.
posts.
Thank you so much for being honest.
No problem.
We're gonna kick the grifter out of here. If you're part of the 10.6 thousand people watching the live on TikTok and you support Trump, go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that chat, accompanied by your age, and we'll get you up here, everybody. Let's go and get that next guest up in the live, literally right now, everybody. We're gonna go to get them loaded in as we speak.
Parker and Dean, you'd think they'd be keen.
Yeah, did you see her down in the comment section? I saw it down below in that comment section too, bro. Yo, the vegan teacher, dude. She won't leave us alone, man. What's going on, Mary? You said that you were MAGA down below in that chat. Why do you support Trump?
Yes, I am. I am really for the executive order 14201.
Okay, real quick. How old are you?
23.
Okay, so you support Trump because of Executive Order 14201.
And I'm also a traditionalist. I like traditional households with female and men in.
Great. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. So if you're a traditionalist, that means that you think that men should go out and work, meanwhile the women should stay at home, cook, clean, and raise the kids, right?
I do believe that men should be providers.
Right.
I think women are a lot happier when men are providers.
Great. So here's the next question. Do you agree with Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, Trump that DEI is bad?
Yes, we should fight we should fight for goodness, overall goodness, and not point out race. I don't see race or gender as a inequality.
Oh, right. So just to clarify, so the reasons why Trump, Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, the reasons why they think that DI is bad is because they think that it replaces a merit-based country with a race or gender-based country. Do you agree with the reasons? You do?
Exactly. Yes, it does replace the merit base.
Because it's basically saying like, oh, if you're white, you should be doing this. If you're black, you should be doing this. If you're a man, you should be doing this. If you're a woman, you should be doing this.
It's saying if you are getting better statistically things done, then you should be in that position. Like if you are having better grades, then you should go to that college.
Because it's basically saying
based off
right, and you want to make
race.
sure that we have a country that's based off merit, not based off race.
Yes, I believe in the overall good.
Okay, but then when it applies to the traditional family structure of the man working because he's a man and the woman staying at home because she's a woman, it shouldn't be based off of merit and it should be based off of gender. See, it's funny because the only true
No, I don't think that's right. Again, I went back to my claim when
the only true system of this false contortion of DEI, of replacing a merit-based economy or country with a race or gender-based economy or country, is literally traditionalism. Traditionalism is the only system in America today in which throws merit out the window and places gender to a higher regard. Okay, you are the ones saying that if you're a man, you should be doing this. If you're a woman, you should be doing that. Not the leftists, not the liberals, not the Democrats. That's you. Okay, so when you critique this false sense of DEI, the only people you are critiquing is yourself and other traditionalists.
I have a question. So statistically, it's been proven in colleges that people that have higher success rates to go into a certain college, they don't necessarily get to that college because they want to meet the DEI or affirmative action numbers that they're required.
Can you respond to what he just said real quick? Because I think he made a really good point about how you apply DEI in the context of your traditional views in terms of like gender roles, right? That you didn't respond to because it clearly does demonstrate that you care a lot more about gender than you care about merit.
Okay, so I think I'm a little biased in that that perspective because I am a Christian. So I think with that being said, you do make a very justifiable point. As a Christian lens, I do see, and I think statistically it's been proven that we see high rates in depression, anxiety from women. We only see that increasing as we've allowed them to have more go out in the work field, vote, all this stuff. We've allowed all this.
Did you just argue against women's right to vote?
No, absolutely not. I believe in the right to vote for all people, but I'm just saying
So then you think that those outcomes were okay?
We passed laws. No. I didn't say I was against it. I said we passed laws.
No, but you said that those outcomes are okay as the result of like women getting access to vote, correct?
I said there's a correlation. There's a correlation of high depression rates and high mental health rates.
Or maybe it's just technology getting better so that we can diagnose more people. Isn't that true for men as well?
There is higher rates of suicide in men.
Well, no, but like this is just because we have higher diagnosis rates because of the fact that science is getting better at diagnosing people. It's not
Or
specifically
have we
because
just become a medicine society where we're just handing out medication?
I have a better
no,
idea.
it's because we have better diagnosis patterns.
I have a better idea. You ready?
Yeah.
Maybe the reason that we see women less happy today, it's not because they can't handle working a job. It's not because they can't handle a career. It's not because they can't handle
Double
a college
shift.
degree. I think what is more likely to be the case is because of you, people like you, and generations of people like you running this country and setting forth these social stigmas, saying that women shouldn't be in these spaces, men dominate these spaces, men are better at performing in these spaces, that when women inevitably do go into these spaces, they face social scrutiny, pressures, stigmas, and otherwise that men do not face, and which makes it significantly harder for them to operate in these spaces compared to men. I think it is a completely predictable phenomenon that women are less happy today than they were 100 years ago. And it's what I refer to as the growing pain of trying to catch society up to the laws. Okay? You know, the laws have changed a while ago, allowing women to get access to credit cards, work a job, open a bank account, own a business, right? And that legally empowered women to have similar rights to men. But what hasn't caught up yet is, socially speaking, they still face very similar stigmas to what they faced 50 years ago. Right? And until those stigmas are gone, we should expect that there will be lower levels of happiness for women compared to men in the workforce and otherwise.
I also have something else. There's like something called the second shift, meaning that like as women have been more involved in the workplace, it still is the case that they are socially stigmatized into engaging in specifically more domestic labor, which pushes them not to only to be engaging in more of the domestic labor in the household, but also to be within the work field. So it is the case that they kind of have like two shifts at once, if that makes sense.
Okay. So I definitely want to say that I want to reiterate that I never said that women can't handle getting a job, and I'm so for women getting a job. Like, I want them to be able to do whatever they want. Just in my eyes, in my future, I would like a provider and then me to stay at home and be the mother figure.
Well, there's a big difference. There's a big
That's
difference.
individual.
There's a big difference
So-
between what you were arguing when you first came up and what you're arguing now. Now, many people watching the live might not see this at first, but because I do debates for 4 hours a day, it's the first thing I see. It's called you're shifting the goalposts, because the goalpost that you set when you first joined the live is that you think men should be the providers, right? Saying that there is particular gender norms that should be the case in America today, and there's rules and actions that apply to men, and other rules and other actions that apply to women, right? But then as soon as I defeat and I show that those norms are wrong, shouldn't exist, and only further perpetuate misogyny in this country, then you shift that goalpost and you go from saying that here's prescriptive generalized gender norms to saying that these aren't prescriptive generalizations at all. This is just what you personally want out of your life, right? Well, there's a big difference between saying that you want somebody to provide for you and you think that all men should provide for women.
Yeah. I can't argue with that. That's 100%. But I want to get to EO 14201 because we had Eli up here earlier, and this is the executive order of keeping men out of.
But before you go into that, can I actually thank a few people real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
For sure. Emily, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it on PayPal. Thank you so much, Emily. Delia, thank you so much for the $6.50. Thank you so much. Barbara, thank you for the $10. I really appreciate it. Nico, thank you for the $10. And then Diabolical Grandma, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it.
And then I have a couple of people to thank as well. Sella with a 5. Alexandria, thank you so much for the 12. Marcus with a 5. And Delia, once again with a 10. I do really appreciate you so much. As well as Rochelle with a 5 over on Venmo. Sarah with a 5 over on Venmo. I appreciate you guys so much for the love. So yeah, now you're just bringing up an executive order about like Donald Trump ruling that trans women can't compete in women's sports. Okay, I have a question. What percentage of the population do trans people take up?
I believe it's like less than 13%, right?
0.5, right? 0.5%. And now what percentage of my time in the last 2.5 hours that I've been live have I been talking about trans women in women's sports?
Probably like 30 minutes. I've been in this live for like an hour, I would say, hour 15.
Right, maybe closer to 40% of my time. So I have a question. Why are members of the GOP, Republicans, conservatives, and MAGA so focused on further oppressing 0.5% of our population instead of focusing on uplifting the average quality of life for all. Okay, I would honestly preferably not have a conversation with you about trans women and women's sports because we just spent 30 minutes having that discussion with somebody else. I think the message that I want to convey to you is that, God damn, Donald Trump has been accused of raping more women than there's T women in the NCAA. God damn, Donald Trump has been found guilty of twice as many felonies as there is trans women in the NCAA. God damn, there's a larger amount of Republicans that came out today and called Donald Trump's policy fucking abhorrent and said that it was going to cause inflation than there's trans women in the NCAA. God damn, like, let's talk about...
including now Elon, right? Do you like Elon?
Well, I mean, I was just going to say, like, let's talk about,
Well,
like, the
I
things
was
that you
with
think
this
that Donald
guy.
Trump is going to do good for
I'm
America.
not too big of a fan of Elon. I think he's kind of crazy sometimes. I'm not a big Twitter person. Like, I don't deal with all the nonsense on Twitter, and I do know that they release a lot of, you know, stupid things on there. I wouldn't even say that I'm a big Donald Trump fan. I think some of his stuff kind of leads to dictatorship.
Okay.
And
Can you I'm so sorry. Can you respond to what I said? I feel like I'm saying things that are just going completely unheard.
I have the White House page pulled up with the economic security rebelled. What my biggest thing is that he's gonna do a tariff on people that have been giving us tariffs. So it's like, what's the problem with that? They've been taxing us all this time.
Wait, did you say that you kind of think that Trump is like a dictator? I just want to clarify. Did you say that?
Some of his policies,
Yes!
like taking
Yes!
out the U.S. Constitution,
Bro,
that's
what?
crazy.
Wait.
I'm sorry. You still support him?
I support conservatives. I don't necessarily
So you don't support Trump?
I wouldn't necessarily back Trump. I think we should have a way better alternative.
So you're not a Trump supporter? So you think that Kamala Harris should have won the election?
God, that's such a hard one to say. I don't think she should have won the election either because I think she was up there.
No. But given that it's one or the other, who would you prefer?
Trump.
Why?
And that's so sad.
So you'd prefer dictatorship under your own view?
But I don't think she was made to be like. I think we were already in a horrible situation.
I have a question. Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
No. I think that we could have a good leadership as a woman. I think we could have a Republican woman run our country.
Republican woman. All right. So, like, what's one Trump policy that you find yourself to be quite a big fan?
Wait, did you support Nikki Haley?
She probably doesn't know
I
Nikki
don't
Haley
know
is.
who that is.
So,
Okay, never mind.
so once again, why do you like Trump?
Because I'm a conservative and he follows conservative values.
Like which ones?
He fought for women's rights with the fought against abortion ruling.
Oh, so you're pro-life?
Yes, I am.
Oh, God, why would you ever be pro-life? Please explain it to me in precise detail. We're gonna have a great conversation about that. You and I are, okay? Lay it on me. Why the fuck are you pro-life?
Personal perspective, I had a lot of trauma when I went through my abortion at the age of 17. I suffered a lot of PTSD, and it's actually like shown statistically that women suffer a lot of mental health issues coming out of an abortion, and it's really rough. Like, I got sent home with a ultrasound photo
Okay.
of that from Planned Parenthood, and it was like traumatizing.
Question. Can we agree that birth also can and does cause trauma?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you think we should ban abortion because it can cause trauma to women, we should definitely also ban birth because it can cause more trauma to women, right?
I think birth can cause trauma in different ways. I think
worse ways, significant.
Or at
worse
least we
ways.
should stop forcing people to go through birth against their will.
Right.
But there's
listen.
2 million
Just
people
respond.
on the adoption
Just respond to the. Please, dude. Just respond to what I said, please.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Bruh. Okay, I'll repeat it. Come on, though. Come on. Just listen. Just please listen. The first time, please. I beg you. So yeah, you said that we should ban abortion because it can cause trauma. Okay. Well, your logic here would imply that we should also definitely ban birth because it can cause more trauma.
But I don't think birth causes more trauma.
Okay. What's your source? Because as far as I'm concerned, when I look at something like the abortion pill, which just stops the supply of progesterone, right, to a fetus, basically starving it with like 1 or 2 pills over 24 to 48 hours, and then I compare that to going through 9 months of physical and emotional pain and turmoil, ultimately leading up to a birth or a C-section, where birth can include a fissure from your vagina to your anus, and a C-section includes like very harsh and you're going under. C-section is a very harsh and invasive procedure. Like I'm definitely led to believe that birth seems more traumatic, right? I mean, I'm just a man, but one could only assume.
Give me 1 second. Trying to so I guess more physical trauma would happen during a birth. But I guess what I would say is that more emotional trauma happens when an abortion happens. Like
Okay.
I felt a lot of
I have an idea. So you think
Yeah.
that because you have a uterus, you could speak for everybody else with a uterus, and I fundamentally reject that. I am not led to believe that Mary, age 20 on my TikTok live right now, is so incredibly wise and knowledgeable that you are able to speak for every other person with a uterus in this country and say that because you had an experience of abortion in which you took trauma away from, that therefore no other woman should be able to either. I think that is incredibly disingenuous, and honestly, it's one of the most disgusting pro-life arguments because you're trying to like guide everybody down this pathway that somehow like restricting upon a woman's access to abortion, restricting upon their bodily autonomy without any good reason, which I classify as a human rights violation, is somehow good for them, right? And I just think that's morally abhorrent. And my last point here will be very simple. In areas with pro-choice legislation, we literally see higher qualities of life. So we see lower levels of poverty, we see higher levels of education, we see stronger and better families with children that have better futures. So this idea that somehow access to abortion erodes the fabric of our society and produces worse outcomes for individuals is completely false, right? And I feel like the argument, because you could point out one downside for some people, A, this doesn't account for the upsides of many, and B, when we look at the general upsides versus downsides, because areas with pro-choice legislation have higher qualities of life on average, you could tell what direction I'm going to lean towards. And then on top of that, I don't know, let me see if you're consistent here. Do you think that gambling should be illegal?
Yeah. Actually, I don't really play a part in that, so I wouldn't mind if it was banned or not.
Do you think that liquor should be illegal?
No. I think the age requirement of 21 should be fine.
I'm pretty sure that liquor has caused more depression, trauma, and death than abortion. All right. So if your argument is depression,
We're
trauma, and
fighting
death, you
abortion
should
versus
probably
birth.
also therefore think that abortion should be legal.
We're fighting against birth and abortion. I don't think alcohol has anything in relation to that.
Yes, it
Okay,
does.
well then what about the trauma for great victims who can't get access to abortion in certain states because Donald Trump has left abortion access up to the states?
Please, before you answer Parker's question, please, before you answer Parker's question there, I'm not going to let you just pivot away from this argument because there is a direct one-to-one comparison here. You particularly said that women that get abortions should not be able to get abortion because they might be able to take trauma away from that abortion. Well, I'm definitely led to believe that there's more
I
trauma,
also
death, and depression that can be taken away from liquor than abortions. All right, and you don't think that liquor should be illegal. So why would
Wrap
the
me up in
potential
this
trauma
thing
that is
that's
entailed from an
ready.
abortion therefore imply that abortion should be illegal? Before
You're
you
literally
answer Parker's
trying to
question,
wrap
I
me up
want
in
you to
this
respond
thing.
to that point.
Okay, you're trying to wrap me up in this thing of saying that banning alcohol and banning abortion for the only reason of emotional damage, but that's not the only reason that I have.
That's the only reason you gave so far.
Because I haven't been able to speak.
All right, sorry. Okay, well now you have the mic.
I know, sorry. So I feel like there's like also a big pressuring in that stem. Like I said, at Planned Parenthood, I didn't have the best experience, but there's also been proof and there's statistic evidence that women suffer even long-term damage from being pressured into abortion. There's a lot of things that we wrapped up into the health aspect of it. Like the healthcare industry of that nature is not healthy for
Okay, so
them.
you just think it's wrong to pressure people into
People
abortions?
there's
Yeah,
2 million
I
people
also
on
I
the
also think it's wrong to pressure people into getting abortions. But guess what? I don't think that means that we should ban abortions. Like, think about it this way: people can get pressured into like cliff jumping. Does that mean that we
But
should
I would
ban
think
cliff
that
jumping? No. People can get pressured into I don't know, driving when they don't feel comfortable driving. Does that mean that we should ban people from driving? No. People could get pressured into doing a lot of things and then yield negative outcomes, but that doesn't justify banning that thing. That probably just justifies more awareness upon like informed consent, right?
Okay, and then how about the fact that when we put in abortion laws, we take away from the fact of the 2 million people on the adoption waiting list, waiting for getting a child that would make them happy. Over 90% of
Whoa,
abortions
yeah. 2 million families want to adopt kids. Women, guess what? You
Dude,
gotta
there's
be
2
forced
million people on
incubators.
the adoption
There is
waiting
so
list.
many families that want to adopt babies. So for all the women watching the stream, guess what? If you get pregnant, you're gonna be an incubator for them. And guess what? After you're an incubator for them, you're not gonna get paid either. You know what? Fuck you. You're a forced incubator because there's so many good, God-willing families out there that want to raise children. That is your life, okay? And guess what? I'm a member of the Grand Old Party. I'm a traditional Catholic Christian. That means that I also don't support birth control. So fuck your birth control. I don't support contraceptives. You're more likely to be an incubator, and that's what I want. And at the end of the day, I'm also going to ban sex ed in all public schools because it's against God. But in all reality, it just increases the chance that you'll be a forced incubator for one of these families that wants to adopt and raise children. And those children that will go into those families, guess what? They may be highly wanted when they're 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, but the day they hit 13, 14, they're wanted by nobody, and their quality of life is going to be so poor that every December, when you walk into a local Walmart or Target, you're going to see a little fucking dinky Christmas tree with the names of orphan children on them that you can buy gifts for because their life sucks so much. And the only reason why they're in that position in the first place is because I'm a traditional conservative that wants you to be a forced incubators for the families that only want them when they're young. That's a very delusional worldview, and I hope my explanation there demonstrates why, I guess.
That's a very dark view.
But that's
I mean,
reality.
I don't think that is. I think that's a very dark view. I think people are. Do you believe that people are made to be good?
I mean, actually, it's a deeper view, but yes. But I mean, yeah, it's neither here nor there.
I'm confused why you brought that up.
I brought that up because like it's such a dark perspective. Like I would naturally think that people are not going to think that they're an incubator for someone, that they would want to make a family happy, you know, that this would be a happy experience for them.
You know what, dude? If a family stole every dollar from my bank right now, it'd make that family happy. Does that mean I'd have to be okay with it?
That has no relation.
Right.
That has no relation. That's like stealing. That's stealing something, and you're
Dude, hypotheticals don't make any sense, dude.
Yeah, it has no relation.
They don't make any sense.
Because guess what? In the hypothetical scenario I gave you, I'd be a family would be forcing me to give me my resources to make them happy. Guess what? That's what you're advocating for. You're saying that these new families should be able to force women into giving them their resources to make them happy. Not only does it have relation, it is a one-to-one analogy, ma'am.
I just don't see it in the same light.
It's different.
I mean, it's definitely opening. Like, I definitely appreciate this conversation because it's opening a lot of perspectives that I didn't have. So I want to say thank you. But yeah, I guess I just didn't deem it like that. That's crazy. And then a lot of people are bringing up in the comments that woman that's on life support. I watched a video the other day that her family wanted her to have the baby. But everybody I've seen also post about how they didn't. Like, that's not right. I guess, I don't know. I've been reading up on that and a lot of different things. I'm glad that we had this conversation. I think I'm not going to really argue much more because those are the two topics that I wanted to debate.
Parker had a point for you earlier about abortion.
Oh yeah, what was your?
Did you? Were we gonna respond to that? So, like, what was the claim you just made? I want to make sure we respond to that first.
I guess like what I'm saying is I didn't view it in that light of someone being an incubator for like society.
You mean like the individual that was brain dead in Georgia?
Yeah, like I saw a video.
One that is literally what it is, and then two, I'm pretty sure the circumstances are that the fetus isn't even gonna be likely to survive.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't even know that. See, thanks for telling me, but yeah, I guess I got more facts and a new perspective on things, so I do appreciate that. But I guess I looked at stuff at a lighter perspective, at just a surface level, and I need to dive deeper into things a little bit more.
Okay.
I guess that's a fair assessment. Have a good
sure.
one, guys.
All right. Okay, bye bye. Dean, are you playing the background noise for Phineas and Ferb?
No, I was just kind of fucking around. I guess. Let's go to get that next guest up here. If you are in that queue, make sure that means that you're MAGA and you support Trump, y'all. We're gonna go to get that next guest loaded into the stream right now, guys. Make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. And Megan, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Megan says, if you hated your abortion, go to therapy. Don't steal my rights. Megan is spitting facts. That is right, Megan. Ember with a $2, and Anita with a 1, and Rochelle, thank you for the 5. I appreciate that so much. What is going on, Brianna and Josh? Are you guys MAGA?
Yeah.
How old are you?
20.
Brian, thank you for the $10 and
They're not
Araceli. Thank
here.
you so much. I appreciate the $3. Thank you.
All right, would you help me get a next guest loaded
got you.
into the stream? All right, guys, we're going to go to get that next guest loaded up right now. I tell you right now, we got Emma Roberts loading in. I would also like to thank you, Laura, for the $25 over on PayPal. Can we please show some love to Laura down below in that chat, guys? Show Laura some love. I really appreciate you for your kindness, Laura. $25, that's a lot of money. I really appreciate that. As well as Rachel, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Delia, that is Delia, thank you for the $10, as well as Megan with a 5. I appreciate you guys for your kindness. If you're watching and you're like, hey, I like this Dean guy, these streams are pretty cool, and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds on this platform, so it'll go straight to me, as well as you as a child, as well as you'll be able to add a message that I could read off on live and give you a shout out. And if you're watching on the YouTube stream, you can find the Venmo and the PayPal and the pinned message on the stream. Drake, what's up? How old are you?
Hey there, I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
You support Trump?
Kind of.
Kinda. What does that mean?
I'm not the biggest Trump supporter ever. I think he's done some good things, and I think he's done a lot of bad things.
Okay, but like, where are you? Like, would you say that you do consider yourself a supporter, or are you like, are you or are you not?
Like 4 out of 10. There's a lot of things that he's been doing that like I'd like to discuss, like Ukraine.
You like what he's been doing in Ukraine?
Not necessarily like, but
you think he's been
I think
doing a
one
good
of the
job
deals
for
that's gone
Ukraine?
through. I think he's been doing a decent job, not
I think
amazing.
He's been doing a shit job.
So you've heard the deal that's gone on recently, like what was it? They take half Russia gets some big cities, and you know that deal?
The deal that Putin didn't agree to?
I can pull it up more specific.
The deal that Putin didn't agree to?
Yeah, Putin wants everything.
The deal that Putin rejected and then dropped the largest bombs yet on Ukraine the next day, that one?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that was recent.
Nah, listen.
I
Man.
just heard about it like a week ago. So.
Okay. All right. I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about, Drake? And Drake just left. Okay. Yo, VRII, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. VRII says, hey, Dean, I've been watching you for a long time now, and it's my mom's birthday today. Could you wish her happy birthday? Her name is Angela. Angela, if you're watching, happy birthday to you. Well, I think that you've raised an incredible son or daughter. And B, I hope that you have an incredible birthday. Angela, if you're watching, seriously, live it up, have fun. Do something fun, hang out with the family, go out to dinner, do your thing. I appreciate you so much, VRII. And once again, happy birthday, Angela. As well as holy shit. Oh my God, I need to thank somebody real quick. Douglas for the $100 donation on PayPal. My lordy lord, dude, Douglas, the Chad over here, says, Dean, thank you for the wonderful content and good talking points. Love your stream. Keep up the good work. bud. Douglas, you are the man. Thank you so much for the $100 donation over on PayPal, guys. If we could please show some crazy love to Douglas down below in the chat. Seriously, guys, let's get at least 1,000 W's for Douglas. That is so incredibly kind of you, Douglas. Shout out Douglas and happy birthday, Angela. Brianna, welcome back. I don't know why I kicked you. How old are you?
21.
21. What year you born in?
2004.
What month?
May 4th.
Got it. You'd be 21. Are you MAGA? And you're on pause. If you can't see me, I cannot hear you.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Are you MAGA?
The bio says 22 on her profile, apparently.
Okay. Bio says 22. She says 21. I mean, it doesn't seem to indicate that she's a fetus, but I guess out of curiosity, why does your bio say 22?
I actually have no idea.
Okay, I'm willing to believe you. Why do you support Trump?
Yeah, that was my bad. I think it's because of because he's pro-life.
Ah, no, dude. Ew, why are you pro-life?
And I think, listen. I think it's more because, like, I like his economic leadership, too.
Okay, well, let's talk about pro-life.
Tell us.
Why are you pro-life? What a crazy view.
Because I believe that every life deserves a chance.
Why? Why do you believe that?
Imagine you weren't alive.
Oh, okay. So basically abortion's
imagine
wrong
you
because if
weren't
my
alive.
mom got an abortion, I wouldn't be here?
Like, I feel like every life has an impact.
Can you answer the question? Do you think that abortion's wrong because if my mom got an abortion, I would not be here today?
I think it's about many statistics involved. That's just part of them.
Okay, well, my dad pulled out. I wouldn't be here today. So is that wrong too?
What do you mean?
I kind of mean what I said.
I think it's wrong to have an abortion to, like, I feel like it's your fault. Like, if you're clearly messing around, I feel like you should just own up to your own actions.
Oh, so in other words, the only reason why you think abortion is wrong has nothing to do with the value of the fetus, but rather
I didn't say that was the only reason.
the
I
quote
didn't say
unquote
that was
irresponsibility
I
of the
didn't say that
mother.
was-
Guess what? You're not pro-life. You're pro-control. Bada boom, bada bang. You
no,
suck.
I didn't. No, That's not it. No, you said all reasons. I have more.
Okay, give them.
That's no. So would you say you're Christian or have any religious beliefs?
Nope. Are you?
Yeah, so I'm actually I'm an Orthodox, devout, evangelist, traditional Christian.
Okay, so would you say that I believe that even outside of religion, that I have a moral stance that taking innocent's life is wrong?
No, I don't think that you believe that. Are you a vegan? What the cows, chickens, and
No.
pigs do to you, man? Fuck, they're not innocent.
Okay, but those were actually made for us to eat.
Okay, so if a woman eats her dead fetus, it's all of a sudden not murder.
There's a difference between animals and humans.
Great. So you think it's particularly
Humans aren't
wrong to kill-
animals? Humans
I
aren't
don't
animals?
believe animals and human. Clearly, if animals.
Really?
were
You don't
humans,
think
then
animals
would
are
have
humans?
rights.
Can you tell me what an animal is?
What
Yeah. Can you tell me what an animal is?
is a living organism that belongs to like a kingdom Animalia?
Okay. Did you know that? Did
That
you know
have
that
an animal cell?
any definition that you will provide of an animal will be applicable to human beings? Because human beings
Okay,
are
so why
animals.
don't animals have rights?
Well,
Why don't animals-
you can make that argument. That's an argument against you, right? In this context, right?
also,
Well,
like,
clearly, if
sure,
you're-
you could
no,
say
no.
that, but like that still
If
doesn't mean that
you're
you can't make it. You can make it.
comparing-
You can make a distinction, at least from a moral sense, right, between humans and non-humans on the basis of the fact that we are a part of a species that meets a particular threshold of rationality. That's it. We still are animals, though.
But you're comparing animals and humans. So clearly, why are animals?
Hey,
up on the
listen,
board? Why aren't animals president?
listen, man, listen. We're not PETA or anything. I'm just simply, I gotta mute you because you got crazy fucking static in your background. So like, we're not PETA or anything, right? Like, I definitely do enjoy a 10-ounce ribeye. Okay, don't get me wrong. So I'm not like vegan or anything. And the comparison was necessary because of the argument that you made. So you were the one that said that abortion was wrong because you don't think it's okay to kill innocent life. Okay, well, I mean, that would include cows, chickens, and pigs. Their life. So what you meant to say was that you think it's wrong to kill innocent human life. All right. That's all that I wanted from you. It was just like the first drill down of your position. Could you call it like a cheap shot, like a dunk? Sure. Okay. You could do that. All right. So do you want to debate your position that you think abortion's wrong, as you think it's wrong to kill innocent human life?
I do think it's like wrong to kill innocent life.
Yep, and it's wrong to kill plants.
Okay. All right. So do you think that it's murder?
Plants have a difference. It's a difference.
But they're innocent life.
Okay, come on.
What did the fucking plant do?
like-
What did the fucking plants do to you?
All right, we're trolling at this point. We're trolling. We're
plants.
trolling.
Plants-
Dude, okay,
plants were
okay,
literally
okay,
made
okay.
for us to
Yeah,
eat.
you just mean it's wrong to kill innocent human life, right? I'll stop trolling. I'll stop being like Charlie Kirk. I'm like totally pulling a Charlie Kirk right now. So like, you think it's just wrong to kill innocent human life, right?
I think it's wrong. Yeah.
Okay, great. Is it murder?
To kill.
Yeah, to kill innocent human life. Yeah.
I wouldn't call it perhaps murder. I'd just call it killing it off because if
Okay,
you
then
think
what?
about
Then
it,
what's murder?
sometimes in hot. Huh?
Then what? How do you define murder?
Unlawful killing of another human being.
Wait. So how many enslaved individuals during American history were murdered?
I don't know.
Well, your
How
answer would be
many?
0 because it was never illegal to kill them.
But it's.
And then also
like,
this would
right
imply
now.
that abortion's not murder in states with pro-choice legislation. So obviously, like, murder is not just simply unlawful, right? Like, because we consider, like, genocides to be, like, mass murder. Okay, well, like, the genocide of Jewish, Romani, Black, and gay individuals and the Holocaust, like, that wasn't unlawful. That was lawful in accordance with the laws of the state of Germany. So obviously, that's not how we use the term murder. So why is it murder to kill me but not murder to kill a fetus?
Because I feel like it is still murder to kill you.
Okay,
It is
so
murder to kill you.
is it murder to
but
kill a fetus?
I feel like. I mean, technically.
Okay, it is murder to kill a fetus. So I just want to make sure that you think it is a murder to kill that.
I think if you would call it that, I mean, I guess so.
Okay,
Call it that.
wait. So you're a vegan? Because this is a dolphin fetus.
What do you? I wasn't even looking at that.
Like, have you gone to the aquarium before and been like, "Oh my God, get the human babies out of the aquarium"? Like, has that ever happened to you?
Like I said.
Would you
there's a
think
difference
someone's
between
crazy
animals
if
and
they thought that
humans.
when they went to the aquarium?
There's a difference between animals and humans. I thought we went over this.
But
already.
you just said it was murder to kill animals.
Exactly. Like, why couldn't you tell the difference?
I didn't
then?
say it was a murder to kill animals. You asked me if
Wait,
it was
but like, if you
murder
went to an
to kill
aquarium, if you went to
a
an
human
aquarium,
fetus.
and
we were
and there was
talking about a human fetus.
wait, if you went to an aquarium and someone at the dolphin section of the aquarium, right, said, "Oh my God, get the human babies out of the aquarium! Call the hospital right now! Get the ambulance! Human babies are in the aquarium! They're drowning!"
What are you talking about?
You would think they're pretty crazy, right?
Bro, we're literally trolling. We're trolling so hard.
Bro, literally,
Trolling
like I
so
said, there's a
hard.
difference. Are you an animal or something?
Yes.
There's a difference between
Yes,
an
I am.
animal
I literally
and a
am.
human.
No, I'm an animal. I'm an animal and I'm human.
So you should be kept in a cage.
What? No, you did not just say that. No, you did not. What do you think? One, do you think all animals should be kept in cages? And two,
No, just you preferably.
Are you okay?
Yeah, she's
that's
cooking you.
it.
Yeah, she's cooking right now. She's cooking right now. Yeah.
Like clearly you're acting like one, so might as well.
Dude, what are you talking about? Every single human being is an animal.
So why don't if animals are basically human beings, why aren't they up on the podium? Why
Wait,
aren't they giving us speeches?
Just because human beings are animals doesn't mean all animals are human beings. Like, what are you talking about?
What? You just said that all animals are humans. You
No,
just said
I
that.
didn't. I know. I said humans are animals. Not all animals are humans. Yeah,
So
no,
what is-
I'm calling my dog.
I have a question, Brandon.
What
What is no. I want to ask the what is question. What is evolution?
She doesn't know. She doesn't believe it. She believes God spawned in human beings like it's Minecraft.
What do you mean spawned? Okay, there's a difference between you just believe a Bang Bang happened.
A Big Bang. Wait, you don't believe? Wait, we could literally observe the Big Bang. The Big Bang is
Cosmic background
it's
radiation photons.
The Big Bang is just like the rapid expansion of the universe. You can like look through. Like I forget what the name of the telescope is, but there's like telescopes that we have where we could like see the Big Bang. You don't believe in something that we
You
could,
saw
like,
it with your own
see?
eyes?
Yes, you literally. Wait, no, you can see it because there's cosmic background
is-
radiation photons.
What is that one like telescope group? I wrote a
James Webb?
no. I wrote a
Hubble?
No. It's like a group of telescopes on the Earth that they use. They could compile them together, and it's like very high power. It has like there's a name for it. I don't know if there's any like astronomy majors.
I don't know
in the
any
chat.
different ones.
They know what it's called. It's like a collection of telescopes on Earth. So-
SETI or CERN? No.
I don't know. I forget what it's called. But anyways, you could see the Big Bang, Brianna. Why don't you believe in it?
Because I believe that, like, by
Also,
reading
that's
the
not even
Bible-
evolution.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
not even evolution.
Yeah, we brought up evolution, then you're just like, oh, you believe in something that we could empirically observe, measure, and test and predict.
She's like, you guys believe in science.
Wait, NASA.
I believe in a better source than you could ever believe
Wait,
in.
Parker. What is the third letter in NASA?
S.
What 3 times 2?
It's 6.
Dude, oh, what's 6 times? Wait, not times 3. What is 3 6s? 3 6 6 6. What is 666? The mark of the
18?
beast of Satan.
Oh.
And S is the third letter in NASA, and S is the first letter in Satan.
Are you okay?
Yeah, Dean, are you okay, man? That was a bit of a crash out. But I have your source right here. Do you see this source right here?
Oh God, I'm lightheaded. Holy fuck. Oh no.
I found your source. Do you see it? You want to see it? You want to see your source? I found it.
Oh no.
Are you done?
Do you want to respond? Like, do you want to give us a source or any evidence?
Sorry, you could give me the side eye. Okay, I'm done.
Of what?
What were we just talking about?
Of like anything that we fucking said.
I don't know. He
Anything-
was
yeah,
like
we
yelling
were-
sixes.
we were talking
he was
about
just
the-
like yelling sixes. So
Here,
I'm not
we were
sure.
we were talking about the Big Bang Theory. We were talking about the Big Bang Theory. We were talking specifically about evolution. Right? We have good evidence of
Well, I'm not-
evolution.
A Big Bang your house.
Whoa! Oh, Brianna!
Did she just say that,
yo, oh my God, Brianna! Whoa, too far. Okay, dude, chill
What
out.
the fuck? Why? I just asked a question. I was being nice. I was literally being
Yo,
nice.
she needs anxiety pin more than I do, bro. Okay, all right. Yo, can we get some W Christians in the comment section? You know, like what a W Christian. You know, she's going to heaven for sure. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Did she just?
Yes, sir.
Did she just bomb threat you? Yeah, I think
She
so.
did.
I think she just did.
What the fuck? What is going on? Okay, how old are you?
19,
19. What year you were born in?
2006,
2006. What month?
March.
March. Phenomenal. You would be 19. Okay. Before we hop into a debate, there's a couple people I got to thank. Anita not going to read that. Anita, I'm going to call you Anita. Thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. They say, why don't you read my full name? You know why. Fuck off. Then also, and Ellie, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. That is ANALIE. Thank you so much for the love. I really appreciate you so much. You shout out. I really appreciate you so much. It's incredibly kind of you. Also, let's see here.
Dean, I just realized why you don't read the whole name. I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, Anita, for the $1. I really appreciate Anita.
You could get tricked. You could get tricked up, bro. Okay. All right. Like, you know, people can make us say some really bad shit. That's why I only read the first name. Jessica, thank you for the $50 donation over on PayPal. Holy shit, Jessica. Thank you so much for getting my twins, Tennessee and Alana, interested in policy. Even though I'm an advocate and ran for policy, for a political office, they listen to you more. Oh, Jessica, well, hey, first and foremost, thank you for the $50. Second of all, I'm sure that they listen and love you. And third of all, thank you so much for your kindness. And if your daughters are out there listening, you guys are awesome. Thank you for the $50, Jessica. That is incredibly kind of you. I'd also like to thank Sophia for the $20 over on PayPal. Sophia says, I love you, your lives, and everything that you do so much. I live in Europe. Oh, dude, that's awesome, Sophia. Well, thank you for tuning in from Europe. Love to Europe. Thank you for the $20. I'd also like to thank Tyler for the $10 over on PayPal and Alyssa for the $20 on Venmo. Y'all show some love to Tyler and Alyssa. That is Alyssa spelled Allisa. And oh my God, dude. Holy fuck. Dude. Joel with the $150 donation over on PayPal. Jeez, dude. Oh my God. Guys, can we show some love to Joel down below in that comment section? I want to see at least like 10 minutes of W. Joel's down there in that comment section. Okay, and we're going to read his message as well. Joel says, hey, Dean, loving the streams. Thanks for all you do. Hopefully people see your streams and change their thoughts on politics. Say hi to Parker for me, please. Bro, Parker. Okay.
Hi.
The man of the hour, Joel over here, says hi. Okay. All right.
What's up, Joel? What's up, Joel?
Huge.
W. Joel's in the comment section right now.
Huge shout out to Joel. Huge shout out to Joel, as well as another Brianna with the $20 on YouTube Super Chat saying, I don't claim that, Brianna. So based. As well as GTA, thank you for the $20 as well, saying that last anti-abortion woman should really look at postmortem and preeclampsia. Terrible stuff. Oh, that would refer to the one before the last. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Thank you for the $20. All right, you guys are awesome. AK, take it away. Tell us why you support the worst president of your life.
Can I thank two people real quick?
After Parker thanks
Before
two
I get
people.
into that,
Oh,
just support our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
yeah, obviously. W Jesus. Let's go. I'm an Orthodox Christian, okay? Evangelical to the max.
Alex, thank you for the pound. And Brianna, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. My girlfriend's the one with music. I don't really have many music recs, to be honest.
Okay, he just left. Oh, I'm not.
okay.
I'm not actually Orthodox. I'm sorry. I'm gonna give you funny.
Dean, do you have music recs?
I've hella, always.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, my all-time favorite song is called "Evil Side" by the Nil.
Okay.
I think it's called. Wait. Let me check. If I'm wrong about the name of one of my favorite songs ever made.
That's actually the fact that you don't know for sure is actually very
Come on,
concerning,
there's a
Dean.
lot.
Are you actually?
Yeah, it's called.
Are you
it's
actually a
called-
music person?
It's called "Evil Side" by the Dirty Nil. It's a great song. Let's go and get that next guest up here. You know,
Joel, thank you for the $6.66 for the Mark of the Beast. Thank you so much. And JC, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
there's also some good bands
true,
like
JC.
the Altons. They're great. The Altons are based as fuck. Okay, the Altons are awesome. I don't know what else. Mako Road's pretty sick. Black Country New Road's awesome. I kind of like Tyler Childers, even though he's like country for whatever reason. I really love Tyler Childers. Okay. There's some music recs. Let's go to get some of David Bowie's old shit hits. Okay, it hits. Backseat Lovers always go hard, but the two of their
How do you
concerts
know
are some
so
of my
much music,
favorites.
bro? How do you know so much music? I like literally, bro. I feel like ever since I've started watching, debates and done this shit, I just I stopped listening to as much music unless I'm in the car.
Well, to be fair, same, but like before I did debates, it wasn't the fact that I enjoyed music. I made my own. Had a little band out in Boulder. I don't know. Music was a huge part of my life. You know what I mean? I would choose my friends based upon their taste in music type shit.
That's great.
No, it's definitely a little bit of a superiority complex type deal.
That's crazy, Dean. That's crazy.
I don't know. It's crazy. It is. What's up, Emma? Do you support Trump?
Haley, thank you for the $5. That's so funny.
Parker.
Who's Kai? Tell me.
Job. Get one. Moving on to Tanner. Here we go, guys.
Is he saying Kai Sinet? For foot's sake, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you.
Oh, you guys are talking about Radiohead down there in that chat? Dude, W Radiohead, as always.
Listen, this for foot's sake said, I'm donating to you because Dean got me hooked on Uncrustables. He's a jerk.
They're really good. They're really good.
I got some and then I never ate any because I was I'm low-key just scared of the peanut butter.
Bro,
I don't know,
why?
I'm
They're
weird like
fire.
that.
They're so good. They're the perfect snack. Okay, guys, we're wasting time. If you're part of the 10,000
weird things with food.
If you're part of the 10,000 people listening in and you support Trump, go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that chat. We're going to get you up here, guys. As well as Taylor. Thank you so much for the $12 over on PayPal. Hey, Dane, all the way from Oz. Hello to Australia. Thank you for the $12, Taylor. Doobie-doo, what's going on? Do you support Trump? Get the fuck out of here. Okay, would you help me get a Trump supporter up here? Go ahead and drop a MAGA
I
double
got
on that
you.
chat, accompanied by your age if you would like to come up here and debate. Also, make sure that we are double tapping away on that phone screen and sharing out this live with a handful of friends. Raven with the $6.66 on Venmo saying, Hail Satan. Whoa, dude. Dude, holy water. Holy water. Get out of here. Oh, dude, get out of my face with
Hey,
that
how's it going?
Satanist shit. What's up, Lee? Do you support Trump?
I do.
How old are you?
34.
And why would you ever support Trump? Of like all people, why him?
I wasn't a supporter day one. When he first came up for election, I definitely was anti-Trump. When I, you know, first voted, I was part of, voting for Obama back in, what was it,
Based?
2012,
Let's go.
2008,
W
2012.
Obama. Okay, all
So
right. Dude.
I definitely voted for Obama, was a part of that whole thing.
So why do you support
It
Trump
just
today?
over time I felt like my values have not changed significantly since back then.
Mm-hmm.
And what is currently the Democratic Party has changed
So
significantly.
could you show us like
Just
how
it is
like
night and day different.
so what values did like Obama hold to be the case that like Donald Trump holds to be the case? What values specifically?
Like I said, it wasn't purely based off the presidential candidate.
Okay,
It's also based off
you can't
party, right?
like
There's a
articulate
couple
any good
things.
you can't articulate any like good
No, no, no,
reasons why
no.
Donald Trump is a good president?
I'm just clarifying.
Okay, can you
I'm just
please,
clarifying
for the
it's
love
not
of
purely
God, for the love of God, just name a reason why Donald Trump is a good president?
he is better than the alternative of the Democratic establishment.
Okay, so why was Trump better than Harris?
Harris is a plug-in candidate who was undermining the democratic process.
Mhm.
There is no good reason why a VP should automatically get the presidential nod.
Okay,
None.
so you don't like
What?
So you don't
None.
like okay.
Wait, if Donald Trump died, would JD Vance step up?
No, that's not what I said. Hi, Parker. Don't jump in like that. That's not even what I said.
Yeah, no, if literally one day prior to the election.
That is completely different. You're talking about setting up, voting. Just because you were the prior VP does not mean you should automatically get
Listen,
priority over all other candidates.
People could have run against her. Nobody did. People could have run
Why do you
against
think
her
that is?
because she was the sitting VP.
No. So who determined that she shouldn't have had any opponents? Can you tell me?
Nobody determined that.
The Democratic Party did.
No.
It's the same thing they did to Bernie Sanders back in the day.
Okay,
And I was a
yeah.
huge Bernie
Okay,
fan.
the establishment
So,
fucked
to
over.
me-
Listen, can I talk real quick?
Sure.
Okay, the establishment fucked over Bernie. I could agree, 110%. Now listen to what I have to say about Kamala Harris. So, first and foremost, I would like to inform you that the primary processes for the Dems and the Republicans are not a fixture of our government, are not a fixture of our country, are not a fixture of our civil electoral processes. In fact, they are private political parties of the likes of which you could start your own tomorrow. In the general election, you have the right to vote for whomever you'd like to, meaning you could have voted for Harris or not, right? Now, my point here is that she followed the rules and the regulations of the DNC. And in fact, the rules and the regulations of the DNC are the same as the rules and the regulations of the RNC. But if you saw this as some type of impending threat to our democracy for whatever miscellaneous reason, tell me why you didn't see Donald Trump's attempted coup of the 2020 election as a threat to the American democracy when he didn't just get a majority of the votes from the delegates in the primary election for a private political party, but he lost a general election for the presidency and then tried to rig it to install himself as the president for a second term.
I wasn't a fan of him being a sore loser,
He
but I think
launched
it was
the largest
greatly
internal
blown.
attack on the American democracy since the Civil War. Not just being a
I
sore
do
loser.
think it was greatly blown out of proportion, personally.
I disagree, and I can tell
And
you why.
I rather debate about something else.
I
Honestly, I'd rather debate
disagree,
on
and I can tell
policy.
you why.
Let's debate on policy.
You weren't debating about policy.
Let's do that.
Wait. You weren't debating about policy when you told me that Kamala Harris was anti-democratic processes. But as soon as I bring up Donald Trump being anti-democratic processes, you deflect. I wonder why.
No. I think everybody's been there and done that for a while. Everyone's talked about that event for so long now. It was on on
Wait,
the
so
media
you
for
just don't
months
care
and
that
months.
you don't care that he sent fake slates of electors to 7 different key swing states to install himself as a president against the voice and the vote of
Here's
the
what I care
people?
about.
Like honestly, I don't think that people should stop talking about this until he's out of our government. It was the largest internal attack on the American democracy since the Civil War. He literally installed fake votes for himself in Congress and then admitted to it. Why wouldn't we talk about it?
Okay,
Let's fucking talk about it.
so
Who's a
let
bigger
me
threat
tell
to
you why.
democracy, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
And you see, that's the part where, unfortunately, that's what a lot of the prior presidential, thing was made about, is who's the bigger threat to democracy.
Answer the question.
Personally, I think it's both sides just screaming out of their lungs.
Who's
And
a bigger
both
threat?
sides are just.
If we talk about the facts and nothing but the facts,
I don't think
who's
either
a bigger
were.
threat?
I don't think.
Wait,
I
so
don't think either were.
explain to me how Donald Trump wasn't a threat to our democracy when he tried to silence the voice and the vote of every single American citizen in 2020 by installing fake slates of electorates in 7 different key swing states that then sent fake, non-official certificates of ascertainment to Congress and then pressured his
Technically
vice
speaking,
president.
if what you're referring
Oh my
to,
God.
he's not able to insert those fake electors. He's not able to do it.
Okay,
That's not true. But
when
like
you,
I
wait,
said,
wait,
I'd
wait, wait,
rather,
wait, wait, wait,
I'd
wait.
rather
When you
debate
say,
about something
wait, what do you
else.
mean?
I'd
What do
rather
you,
debate
wait,
about
no,
something
tell me what you
else.
mean. Tell me what you mean when you say he wasn't able to insert those fake slates of electors.
The,
All that he had to do in order,
president does not.
all that he had to do in order to be successful with his plan was to A, have Mike Pence just straight up accept the fake slates of electorates. He would have been president, or B, have Mike Pence claim
No,
yes, or
no, that wouldn't have happened.
why
That
not?
wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have.
Why?
I think people are assigning too much weight to this magic wand that could have supposedly kept him in office. It's the same reason why
Wait, disprove
Pence
me. Yes,
stepped
Mike.
aside.
Wait,
It's the same. It's the same way. It's
refute
not
what I'm about to
because.
say.
It's
Refute
not
what I'm
because.
about to say. Mike Pence could have accepted the fake slates of electorates that Donald Trump had sent to Congress in the 2020 election on January 21st, 2021. Prove me wrong.
Mike Pence did everything he was allowed to do
You're not answering my
constitutionally,
question.
which included
You're not answering my question.
not going for what Trump had asked
You're
for,
not answering my
which
question.
was
What would have prevented Mike Pence from accepting the fake ballots?
all right. So real quick,
No,
the
no
truth.
response. Great, got it.
No. There is a response here. So realistically, I think what you guys are doing good, which is encouraging dialogue from both sides. That's good. But if you want to be truly successful in what you're trying to do, something that I think Democrats are behind Republicans
All right,
on,
answer my
realistically,
question.
with this open forum, hold on. Stop getting stuck with the recent past. It's done with. Let's talk about future policy. Let's talk about
Well, I'm
democracy.
sorry. Every single thing you talk about is in the past. Like literally every
No,
single thing.
Yeah, okay, listen,
you
sir.
asked me why.
I think
You asked
that
me where it
I
came
think
from.
that you're a raging fucking hypocrite. Are you ready to learn why? I think that you're
Sure,
a
go ahead.
raging fucking hypocrite because you told us that you voted for the fascists because Kamala Harris didn't have a primary election. But as soon as I talk about how Donald Trump tried to rig a general election, I'm just the loser Democrat that wants to focus on the past. No, you could either give me a response or just admit that you don't have one. But like the sophist approach
I don't
of
have
trying
one.
to make
I
me
don't have
look like a bad guy because I want to
No.
talk about the largest internal attack on the American democracy pisses me the fuck off.
All right, Dean. I don't have one specifically about that.
Great.
I came here prepared to talk about other things that I'm passionate about.
All right,
How about
so
that?
then why do you support Trump?
So I actually was on, Parker's live earlier, and I was trying to debate him. So I'll go based off of what I was prepared to talk about earlier. So I know abortion came up a lot.
Okay, I've
That's a
debated
big one,
abortion for the
right?
last hour and a half. Pick something else. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, man.
Did I already talk to you?
No, we didn't. I was waiting, and then you switched to Dean's channel. So,
okay.
I joined here.
Why are
I
people
even
spamming
followed
in the
Dean.
comment section that you're Canadian?
I'm not sure. Maybe my voice, I'm a little sick right now. Is there something
Can
about
you
my
please
voice?
can you please say SORRY?
Guys, this trolling doesn't
Can you say
do
it?
anything
Can you
to
say
me.
SORRY?
It doesn't do anything.
Can you please say that word?
Come on, Dean, let's talk.
Wow, he can't do it.
Please say
So-
Can you say it?
SORRY.
Can you say
Are we gonna-
SORRY?
Why would I say that?
Just say it real quick.
I'm not too sure what you're trying to do.
Say it or I'm gonna kick you.
Is this something about Canadians? I don't get it.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Say it.
SORRY?
No,
What?
like
I don't
say it out.
understand.
Say it out loud.
Say
Speak
Oh,
the
that's
word.
funny. Sorry. What is it? I don't get it.
You're good. You're good.
Okay, tell us
I'm
what you like
actually
about Trump.
Hispanic, so I don't know if there's any Hispanics in freaking Canada, but
Could you tell us
What?
why
so
you like Trump?
I'm trying to get to it, but you guys aren't letting me get there.
Oh, get there, man. I'm sorry.
All right, Parker. So earlier, and I heard it on the channel earlier. You guys were talking about abortion. Can I just talk about it just for a little bit?
Are you
Go
pro-life?
ahead.
I have some questions for you guys,
Are you
if that's
pro-life?
okay. I'd like to turn the table.
Man, are you pro-life?
I'm actually pro-choice
Okay, then we shouldn't
for
talk
the
about
most part.
abortion because then we should.
No, no,
No, listen to me. Don't
but
interrupt
I'm
me.
pro-choice.
Don't.
I'm pro-choice based off our current access to
Bro.
technology and medical care.
Okay, listen.
My opinion
Listen.
is gonna change.
I want you to stop talking so I can speak, please. I'm asking
Let's go for it.
I'm asking you why you support Trump. Okay? You being pro-choice does not inform me on a reason why you support Trump because Kamala Harris was pro-choice and Donald Trump is not pro-choice. So please answer the question on
Kamala
top of my head.
Harris has zero opinions on how she truly feels about things. She feels however the
What?
wind
That's just
blows.
a ridiculous statement. That's a
She
ridiculous
feels
statement.
how
Okay.
I don't even want to take that seriously.
I just indicate to us a reason why Donald Trump is a good president. The last time you talked about Kamala Harris, you hated it when I turned the tables on you and you said that you wanted to go back to talking about policy. Okay? You, sir, requested a conversation about policy. So, sir, please indicate to me what Trump policy you like.
I personally think everybody puts too much weight on what the president can and can't do. Let's start there.
Sir, you are
That's
now
too much.
on mute one more time. And the next time, I'm not going to mute you. I'm going to kick you because you grilled me for talking about the coup in 2020. You said, Dean, I want to talk about policy. Why don't we have a conversation about policy? You grilled me. And then you painted me out to be some
the
crazy
policy.
Democrat. So I'm going to ask you
I don't
one
know
time,
why.
tell me what Donald Trump policy you like. I'm going to move on. Okay, because you're the one that wanted to talk about policy so darn bad that you were grilling me when I want to talk to you about policy, but now I will. So please tell us what policy of Donald Trump's you like. Very simple question. Just one good thing about the man, one good policy. Take it away, bro.
Can you guys hear me okay? I don't know what happened to my AirPods. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, awesome. So recently, I wasn't a complete fan of the way tariffs were implemented, but I'm not against them. We can start there.
Okay, so I asked you for a policy that you think is good. You just told us that you don't think it's good.
No, I said I'm not 100% on board with the way that it was implemented. That's not what I said.
Okay, was it good or bad policy?
Overall, I'm in favor of it.
Great. Why? Why is that?
I think for far too long, the US has allowed other countries to put their priorities and interests above ours. And I think tariffs is one of the few tools that a presidential person has at their disposal to overnight change that playing field. I think it's a very powerful tool.
Okay, explain more. What do you mean by that?
So realistically, any meaningful change on the world stage, it is almost 100% on the president, right? Can we agree on that?
No.
That's one of the biggest responsibilities of a president. It's not Congress. That's actually what the president's for. Those,
So I asked you to explain
international
why you
relations.
like tariffs, and then you said that it just could like shift like the global power dynamic. Okay, so how did Donald Trump's tariffs favorably shift the global power dynamic?
I think it's still in progress. I think addressing the China threat is a big one. I think that's what it was all about all along. Where I
Addressing the China
disagreed,
threat. So what do you think the tariffs are going to do to China that is favorable for us?
I think, the way the tariffs were implemented, not purely to just address the trade, surplus or whatever it is that Trump was talking about. I think it was to tackle other issues or disagreements we have with
What?
China.
Okay, dude,
I think it's both.
Hey, buddy, stop talking like a magic 8-ball. Tell us specifically how the tariffs will do something to China that is favorable for America. Be specific, okay? Don't talk like a fucking fortune cookie or a magic 8-ball and just like give
It
us
is
a very
forcing
clear
them.
answer.
It is forcing them to the negotiating table.
To
100%.
negotiate what? What is he going to use the tariffs to negotiate with China, and why is it a good idea?
I think one of the pieces is the whole, fentanyl issue. That's a huge one.
Oh, you can't say on the live.
Now you get fucked. What an annoying guess. I don't know why I found that guy so annoying. I just did. Maybe it's just, been a long day. I don't know what it is. But dude got fucked. You can't say the names of any DRUGS on live. Unfortunate for him. He probably didn't know that.
Dean, by the way, look at the one message I sent you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do a 4-hour live and then some time after that.
What are you at right now?
At 3 hours and 16.
3 hours 16.
Maybe I could also end at like 3:40, 3:30.
Yeah, we can do that.
Guys, we're going to get our next guest up in here, y'all. If you are in that queue, make sure that does indeed mean that you do indeed support Donald Trump. And yeah, if you are in that queue, go ahead and, join that queue if you're MAGA. What's going on, Mary? Are you MAGA?
Oh, hi. Oh my god. Thank you for letting me speak. I'm sorry for rage baiting. I'm sorry for speaking some dumbass bullshit in the chat. I mean,
Are you MAGA?
can I just no, what the fuck? I'm sorry.
I don't know who Mary is, but I think I like them. Guys, go ahead and drop a MAGA accompanied by your age down below in that chat if you do want to come up and debate. Don't know who Mary was, but she seemed chill, not going to lie. We're going to go to get that next guest up here right now while we are Leah. Thank you so much for the $40 over on Venmo. Leah says, you should wear a different color shirt. The last few nights you've been getting shit guests, and I swear it's because you've been wearing the same similar color dark shirts. Yeah, honestly, I don't blame you for engaging in superstition. I can't imagine how annoying it is for the viewers to just see super shit guests for 4 hours straight. But I really appreciate you for the $40. In fact, I will use that $40 to go and buy a new shirt. What's up, Ozzy? You MAGA?
Yeah.
How old are you?
19.
19. Morgan, are you MAGA?
Hello. I actually have a question because I'm from Australia.
I'm sorry, Morgan. We are only looking to talk to Trump supporters from America. I do apologize. What year were you born in, Ozzy?
2005.
2005, and what time is it?
6:24.
What state are you in?
You said what?
What state are you in?
Missouri.
Okay. I think Missouri Central. So take it away. Why do you support Trump?
It is.
So Cookie King?
Oh my gosh.
Cookie King mods you.
I have a question. Have you ever?
Yeah.
Do you know what a job is?
Nah.
Can you tell us what a job is?
Nah, I don't even know what a job is.
Do you know what a job application is?
Never.
You should.
I'm never getting a job.
Get a job.
That's so rough. That's actually very unfortunate. How do you feel, man?
I don't know why. I've noticed this thing. All their fandom, Cookie King's fandom is actually pretty funny about being unemployed. I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. What's up, IDK? Are you MAGA?
I am not, but I just wanted to say I have a guitar
Hi.
too.
Based. It's very nice, man. Moving on to the next guest. We just kind of want to get some Trump supporters up in here to debate. Hello, Michael. Are you MAGA?
No.
Okay. Based. WU, man. Moving on to the next guest here, everybody. By the way, if you're watching and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. Get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms. What's going on? Pepsi.
Cookie King mugs you, 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 Cookie King mugs you.
Is it like Beetlejuice? Like if you say it 3 times fast, it becomes true?
Yeah, he does mug you though.
Yeah, get a job. Moving on to the next guest, we got Rayway.
Unironically telling them to get a job is yeah.
Okay, goodbye, Rayway. Little white boy spamming the N-word. My apologies that you guys had to hear that. What's up, Molly? You support Trump?
Yep.
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
Yeah, I don't believe you. Moving on to the next guest, guys. We're going to go get that next guest up on the live as we speak. As well as Wacky Lack Gaming. Thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat saying, am I too old? What is this cookie thing? You probably are too old. Probably too employed as well. Thank you for the $20. I really appreciate you so much for the love. Oh, you want to guess who's back, Parker?
What's up?
Okay.
Hi.
Brianna, why did you make a terrorist threat against Parker?
Oh, yeah. What the fuck? I forgot about that.
I would never. Oh my gosh, that was not
You
me.
literally engaged in a bomb threat against me. Like, unironically engaged
Okay,
in a bomb
listen.
threat.
It's cause I have connections.
What? You act like
Can
that
make
made
it
it
happen.
better. Was that an apology?
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm so deeply sorry
Bro,
from the
this
bottom of my heart.
you're weird as fuck. You're a weirdo. What do you mean? I have connections. I can bomb your house. Holy fucking shit. Get a load of this, Joker.
Because I'm Russian. Because, like, I was born in Russia, so, like, I'm kind of related. You know? Okay, anyways, can we, like, talk about, like, actual stuff now?
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, y'all literally asked me. Okay, I'm sorry.
Bro, be normal.
You be normal. You're not normal. Were you bullied as a kid?
Yeah, I actually was.
Me too.
Oh.
So why do you want to?
That makes sense.
It makes sense. Why does it make sense? Tell us.
Because you just kind of look like you were bullied.
Well, the reason why I was.
Why do I look like I was bullied?
I look like I was. How? Okay. How do I look like I was bullied?
I don't know. You just remind me of Chicken Little.
Chicken Little? Why do I remind you of Chicken Little?
I don't know. Just your face.
What about my face?
Just you.
I would have got if you said Phineas and Ferb, but
Yeah,
like,
I don't
dude,
get the Chicken Little. I mean, the Chicken Little have a.
Well, like if you put glasses on yourself, like I feel like you would convince everyone that the sky's falling down. You know what I mean?
I actually have no fucking clue. You're saying incoherent gibberish. So, in fact, I do not know what you mean.
No, it's a story. It's a story. Don't know. Like Chicken Little, he goes up and he tells everyone
Okay,
that the
so
sky's
why do you support?
like falling down.
So last time you were up here, we're debating abortion. Is there any other reasons why you support?
We don't
Trump?
need a yeah, there is.
Okay, what is
I
it?
think the economic policies,
Okay, what economic policies?
like the economic like performance, like pre-COVID.
Oh, economic performance before COVID was pretty good. How did Donald Trump cause that great economic performance? What did he do?
Because from like 2017 and like from like 2020, the like economy like experienced like actual like growth.
Yeah, how did he cause that growth?
Because like the tax cuts. And
Oh,
the,
okay,
like,
that's actually not true
deregulation.
because we calculate growth through GDP growth, and it is
Yeah,
the
they
case
do. You
that
can,
Donald
like, you
Trump's
can
tax
literally-
cuts only led to 0.04% GDP growth per year, which was equivalent to.
No.
So my source would be my source would be a study done by two Harvard
Tax
economists.
cuts?
Hey,
No.
hey, man, would you just mind listening? So my source is a study done by two Harvard. My source is a study done by two Harvard economists, one right-leaning, one left-leaning. You could find it yourself if you go on Google and type in macroeconomic impacts of 2017 tax reform bill. It would indeed indicate through the 32 pages of the research that yes, it is true that the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act only led to 0.04% growth in the GDP annually. You denied that. So what is your source saying otherwise? I'm guessing that you don't have one.
Because it reduced corporate taxes from 35% to 21%.
Okay, well, ChatGPT is
It
telling you what the bill
provided tax
did,
relief for
but I
me
gave you a study that demonstrated that overall, those cuts only led to 0.04% increase in the GDP per year.
So you don't believe that this like his performance was good?
Not really.
Really?
I gave you my
Literally,
source.
like, everything was cheaper.
Brianna, I fucking gave you my source, ma'am. With all due respect, I gave you a source. Do you have combating information?
Listen.
No, I'm not going to listen to you. Get the fuck off the live. Yeah. Jennifer, thank you for the $20 over at Super Chat saying you're amazing, Dean. Oh. No. Okay, don't worry. Jennifer, once again with the 20. They say you're amazing, Dean. How are you able to stay so calm, and why do all of these MAGAs have the same brain mush and talking points? I don't know. It's pretty bad.
Low key, I wanna drag my balls across your face. Low key, you're a sexy man.
Okay, Scotty. Well,
with the fucking camera on is so.
Yeah, I appreciate you for the compliment, but the dragging the things across my face, that was quite unnecessary, Scotty. I got to tell you.
Just quite.
That was quite unnecessary, sir. But you know, he's a really kind-hearted fellow, right? You know, just wanted to come up here, be a good guy, and I can't do it anymore. Hi, Frankie. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
Like 10 and a half. Love you, Dean.
Bro. Actual fetus? How you feeling, Dean?
I probably wouldn't end the debate soon. That's how I'm feeling.
You know what? I have something I could something we could do.
Really? What is it?
Cookie King mogs you, bro.
Tony, job now.
You know, it's been a long time since we've done it.
Oh, what are we talking about here?
It starts with a B and ends with an S.
I'm so happy I didn't let my intrusive thoughts win. Battles?
Yes, battles.
Battles! Oh, you're right. We haven't. we haven't.
Wait, what was your intrusive thought, bro?
No,
You
battles.
gotta
I was right. I was right the first time. It was battles. Wow. Yeah, we haven't not done battles in a very long time. Oh wow, dude. I would love to do. What about? What about for everybody? That's terrible. For everybody watching, do you guys would you guys like to see some battles, some back? Oh, I've lost it. Would you guys like to see some battles, guys? Would that be fun? God, we haven't done battles in a very long time, everybody.
Oh.
Would you guys would like to see some battles? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll do some battles. We'll do some battles, everybody. At this point, we've done a very long 3.5 hours of going live, and I'm kind of done with the debates, guys. I'm not gonna lie. The last 3.5 hours have been very tiring, but we're not done with the day. We'll do some battles. It's been a while, but we are going to go ahead and switch our account to do that. So for everybody listening right now, if you want to hang out with me and Parker, honestly, these battles used to be a lot of fun. I knew people would enjoy them quite a bit. They get clipped up.
Very, very not serious. So just letting everyone know.
Yeah,
very not serious.
Very not serious at all. Very not serious at all. Oh, somebody in my chat says, dude, that creepy guy should be denounced. Well, yeah, I guess because he said it to me, I employed my coping mechanisms. But yeah, fuck that guy, right? But anyways, all right, everybody. So if you want to hang out with me and Parker doing some very unserious shit, I'm going to be going live on my other account to do them at DNCDean, right? I'm just going to go and use the restroom before I start the stream over there. So if you want to pull through, hang out while we're doing some battles, go to at DNCDean on TikTok. That is DNCDean, right? And I will see you guys there very, very shortly at DNCDean. What account are you going live on, Parker?
I'm going to go live on the Parker Get a Real Job account.
Okay, all right. So he's going to be on at Parker Get a Real Job. I'm going to be on at DNCDean, and we will see you guys over there shortly. I'll probably be live over there on, I don't know, a minute. I just have to use the restroom real quick. Once again, that is at DNCDean. See you all soon. Parker, see you soon, buddy.
I'll see you then.
For everybody watching on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here, but seriously, if you want to hang out with us for some battles, we are going to end the live on YouTube, but we will be live on TikTok. Once again, that is at DNCDean. I love you guys so much. Hopefully you pull through. At DNCDean on TikTok. Bye-bye.